Gotta be punctual, you know? There's 4 people waiting. Yeah. Alright, we should be live now. Oh, I gotta fix this scene. Yeah, you are tiny on this thing. You're this little tiny black bar right there, this rectangle. That's you. Eventually. I made a couple different scenes, and this one, since I copied it from another scene, the capture of the thing is all messed up. I gotta find it. Window capture, that's you. Think it of the oh yeah. What do you got is what animal is that, dog? Border copy. Yeah, I don't know what happened copying this because I can't see anything. Well, I was like, I want to have a different scene. I was like, I want one that's just like you and I. When it's just us talking. When we're not like, yeah. Ooh. I see your head. You're coming into focus here. Yeah, dialing it in. Here we go. Technical difficulties here. Okay. I'm moving it around. I think I got it locked in there. Hey. Caught in 6,000K. Yeah. You're in there. So yeah, I have this scene. I have one that has like my whole display capture, and then I have one for just like the internet, in case I want to use anything. Ooh, but it's got me on. Oh man, yeah. We were in there. We were alive. I know. Gosh, man, it's almost like this is the first episode on my channel. All right, yeah, we should get going. Yeah, we got a 5-minute, 11 p.m. exhausted setup. Hmm. Yeah. It was Kevin off of YouTube. I think it was a comment from the first podcast. So shout out Kevin. Oh, I said Kevin is Keith. I apologize, Keith. The legend Keith. I know. But yeah, quick little intros since it's the first one on my channel. So yeah, I'll start it. I'm Go. Everybody should know me unless you're coming from Grifton's channel. But I'm a boomkin. That's all I play. I do, and only in Classic. I don't play retail at all. It's strictly Wrath Classic right now. That's it. Only that class. I have no ults that are outside of other boomies, and I've got a couple of those. So I do instructional videos, guides, whatever you want to call it, boss tips, log reviews, you name it, other than PvP. So, yeah, that's me. And Griff, what kind of stuff are you into? What did I screw up? What chat? Yours and mine? Oh, can't hear Griff? Oh my goodness. Yo, Griff, there you are, man. What's up, dude?
Did you? They hear me
Ooh,
now?
you're too loud, I bet. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been told that my
I'm
whole
not.
life.
I got you. I got you. There we go. No audio from Griff. We're there. See, this happened to you too.
Your own. Okay. We're
Like
good.
we can't
We're good
hear it
now.
go. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully
Hey,
you're
I'm
loud enough though.
Griffin. Griffin, I'm a feral druid YouTuber, sort of Twitch streamer. Not really, but I do feral content for both TPS and tanks. And I'm friends with Go, and we decided to make a podcast, and that's why I'm here. And that's it. We're here to have fun.
Yeah. Start
Yeah.
over. Yeah, we gotta do the whole thing. We gotta run it back.
I'll start from the beginning.
Run it
Okay.
back.
Oh man, I was so tired last night. When's the podcast gonna start? Because I'm not ready. There, that's what you guys missed.
All right. Ooh, I didn't think of poll results.
Oh wait,
How could
I
do
didn't
that?
say the whole beginning. I didn't say the beginning.
Oh yeah, the intro.
Yeah. Welcome to the Griff and Go podcast. This episode is called Talking Shift, named by Keith, not
Keith.
Kevin.
Yes.
So
Keith.
thank you, Keith. If you want to name the show, drop in our Discord and you can name it or put a comment or something like that. We will find it. We try to just pick the one we like the most that week. So Go is obviously hosting, so he got to pick Talking Shift, which is a good one. And then next week I'll pick one, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I think that's everything.
Yeah. All right.
So what's up, man?
We got to knock right into it. We got some poll results to look at. I got to figure out how to do
I
this.
did a poll. I think I did a poll. Hold on.
I did at least one. I was gonna do a second one, and I was like, I'm always like right on the edge of doing polls. It's like I'll think of something, and I'm like, yeah, dude, this is gonna be sick.
Yeah. And I forget to do them. That's actually the worst thing.
Let me see.
Let me see.
Yeah, we're both gonna see.
You have mine up? Can you pull mine up? Or
I can do yours. Yeah.
All right. That way I don't have to flip around.
Yours is. Oh, now that one's broken. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I need to do the whole camera thing.
Hold on. How about I'll just read mine. Is that good? No, you got it. You got it. Oh my god.
You see? Like, I'll fix it. Well,
yeah. So this question actually came from somebody in the last video, mine. Someone said something like, "Oh, feral tanking is not as fun in Wrath as it was in TBC," and I was like, "What? No, I think it's way more fun." So, yeah. So you can go over the poll. I just wanted to say why I made the poll in the first place.
Yeah. So your poll was feral tanking is ... And then let me know why in the comments. And you had 3 options to choose from. You had feral tanking is more fun than in TBC. Feral tanking is less fun that in TBC.
God damn it. Sorry.
Or feral tanking is exactly the same. And 1.2k votes on this. People really liked this one.
Yeah, I got a point. Yeah. Oh man, did I get that many? 1.2.
Yeah.
First of all, can I swear on your stream?
Absolutely.
Are you allowed to swear on YouTube?
Yes, mine is age restricted. Yeah.
All right, good. So fuck you for calling me out for misspelling a word, and then you can't edit a poll once it's created. So like, I couldn't even fix it, and the fact that you called it out makes me so angry.
I'm just reading what's on the screen, dude. It's like
Sure, man. Sure.
I'm like the dude from Anchorman, Ron Burgundy. If it's on the prompter, I'm reading it. I didn't even pick one of these. I gotta choose one of these results.
Well, you don't tank, but like
I did tank
without
a little.
I know, but like, look at the split though. Like, I can't believe
only
half
the
vote. People are like, yeah.
You
know what I mean? Because like, it's so much more fun. I guess in my opinion. I guess I'm biased because I like feral taking.
I'm gonna break the scene again just so everybody can see the results.
Kung Fu.
I did pick more fun than in TBC because I tanked a little in TBC. Not at like max level though. Just while I was leveling up, and I didn't have too much fun. So
let me tell you why it's more fun in my opinion. Again, everyone's welcome to their own opinion. Tanking in TBC was probably the most stressful time I've ever been a druid. You have the worst AoE threat, and everybody wants to AoE. So. Yeah. Like, if you can convince everyone, like, hey, let's single target pull, that's cool, but no one wants to do that. But, like, when you jump into Wrath, you can AoE tank with the best of them, and that is a game changer. And that even though, like, the rotation to be fair, the rotation from Bear and Wrath, or sorry, TBC into Wrath is borderline identical. But because you don't have to stress about the AoE threat problems, it's like night and day.
Mhm.
Night and day. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Rant over.
The AoE threat thing sounds like why I would like it more in Wrath than TBC, because even in like dogs. Even in Dead Mines, I'm like, oh no, I can only pull like one thing at a time. I know that's like a lower level dungeon. You don't have talents and stuff, but
Dead Mines was rough. I tanked it one time, and you're right. You don't even have any talents at that point, and you still got that mage who's just like ah. Anyway, all right. Hold on. I wanted to respond to Kung Fu Dugong. Feral tanking is going to be needed in hard modes. Yes, I agree. I think you're going to see. I think you're finally going to see what I consider the proper comp, which is Pally tank, DK tank, Feral tank. But like just like you do now in Nax, you only have maybe one tank in this fight, and then what you do is you choose the best tank for the scenario. And I really hope that's the way a lot of people go forward with it, because if they try to like fit a square peg in a round hole, we're gonna have a hard time on a lot of boss fights.
unless it's that video of the lady. You know what I'm talking about.
Video. No, I don't.
It's got like the cube, and it's got the little toys, and it's got every single piece fits into the square hole.
Oh, dude, that's a program. I don't know if it's still used for that, but like back in the day, it was like a programmer showing their code to a QA person. I don't know if that's what I mean. That's like 10 years ago. That's when I saw it. But I don't know what it gets used for now. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where she like starts having a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
And then it gets worse and worse, and she's
It's like, oh, I know where that goes.
Programmer.
Yeah. All right, back to the camera break here. So I only had one. I don't remember if we did the other one 7 days ago. But yeah, the one I did like the day after the podcast to make sure that I had one. I asked. Well, I said and asked. I just got my second druid to level 80. Do you have a second druid alt at max level as well? Because a lot of druids, I'm sure as you know, have multiple druids. It's like we have to have our main, and then we have to have our farming druid at least. So, I got my second one up to 80. 51% said they only have one level 80 druid. And then the rest is kind of like broken down a couple sections. I put 5 options in this, which is a lot. Sometimes it's like 3 with maybe like a comment as like the 4th option, but 5 is like kind of splits everything up.
I think it's the max too, right? Isn't 5 the max?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So only 7%. I have 2 level 80 druids as well. So not many people like me. A lot of people. I was basing my question and what I just said off of like TBC, but I guess Wrath, a lot more people are picking like a different class as their ult, which I've seen tons of Pallies that are playing Moonkins and like tons of Moonkins playing Pallies. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know what the big deal is between the two classes. I was thinking it's just because we can both farm very well. We can both tank very well. We both have like a healing spec. Like we're the hybrids. Go ahead.
I think Paladins have been like hot shit for two expansions now. Like even back in TBC, they were big, and everyone picked them as their ult when people realized how great they were in TBC. And then people did the same thing with Druids back in TBC. Like, oh, these guys are so good at farming. You can play every class of them. So everyone ulted Paladins and Druids. And then when Wrath dropped and they became like viable, I think they just switched them to their main. I think that's what happened.
Yeah. Do you have a second druid at 80 or any ults that are at 80?
So
no?
That's literally my main focus. It should be. I have a level 70 druid that's been level 70 since Wrath. But every time I hop on, I just want to farm, and I have no desire. I think you want to hear something horrible. I think it's because it's spec'd as Boomkin. And I just don't love leveling as a Boomkin, and I just feel like I know that sounds horrible, but like I miss Feral. I want to play as a Feral, and I might respec it to Feral just to motivate me to like do the thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So everything goes into this. Oh yeah. I have everyone has a pally alt. That's the thing. Like, find someone that doesn't have a paladin alt. Like, find one person that's like, oh no, man, that's the worst class. Nobody, no one's gonna claim that.
Dude, recently, there's a YouTuber streamer, Subtle FW, that I played with on the beta. They're a pally tank, and this dude has been soloing everything. He's like the solo legend right now in Wrath.
I've seen him. I've seen his videos. Yeah.
He's soloed every single heroic. He soloed, I think, all of Molten Core. He soloed Mag recently. And then
Oh, that'd be cool.
the one he put out today, I think, was him soloing Doomwalker. And it's just like, Mag, he's like, make 500 gold in 15 minutes or something like that. And Doomwalker, it's like, make 1,500 gold in 20 minutes or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
having a pally to farm like that, if I were to make an alt, that would be up there. I'd be really considering a pally because I love soloing stuff myself. Which go ahead.
Go ahead, man. Go. It's your show. You go ahead.
I was like, I mean, that could tie into the videos we've been putting out in the last week or recently. Is I've been pumping out a couple of solo videos on how to solo Anzu, the Sethakals boss that has the mount. I don't even know what the mount's called. The solo all his boom.
I think it's Anzu. I think
that's what it is. Oh, I thought that was the boss's name. Or is it the
It
boss
is.
and the mount?
It is.
It's both the same.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then the video on how to do the two ZG bosses, the Tiger and Raptor, as a Moonkin, and then the Swift White Hawkstrider from Heroic Magister's Terrace, which I remember.
Have you gotten anything yet?
I have not. I've killed. I don't know how many bosses I've
That's
killed,
the worst.
but yeah, I haven't got a single mount yet. But
That sucks, man.
you've made a video doing all of those bosses as Feral, I think, right?
Yeah.
All four of them, yeah. And I think back when you were making yours for Magister's Terrace, your Raven Lord, yeah.
Reigns of the Raven Lord. That's what it's called.
When you were making your Heroic Magister's Terrace one, weren't you having trouble with the last boss?
So, So no. I mean,
Okay.
yes and no. So, I was having trouble mainly with actually getting into Magister's Terrace because I was trying to create the video in the beta, but they didn't. Magister's Terrace didn't work in the beta.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if you went in there, but like, you couldn't.
You got
couldn't
screenshots,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. So, and I tried for hours to get, like, because I was able to kill the first boss, even though like the wind, like the walls were weird. But yeah, so I finally got into Magister's Terrace. Everything, I blew through everything. Like, literally no bosses bothered me. I got to the final boss and I died, I think 3 times, and only because. So, okay, how do I explain this? I'm trying to explain the mechanic of the fight simply. It's just like in the raid. He puts up a shield and you have to tear it down and interrupt him, I think. Right? Isn't that what you have to do? Or you have to at least tear it down.
No, as a Boomy, I just cast into him and he's just casting fireballs. And I just get him to 30%, whatever the thing is with the levitate thing. And that's it. Like, I don't have to break a shield, I don't think, or anything.
Range. Yeah, because you're at range.
Yeah,
so
it's super
maybe I
easy.
Just run out. I'm not sure. But anyway, so what I would do is I'd be in bear form so I didn't die. That was my first mistake. And he would start casting that thing and I couldn't get the shield off fast enough. So now I had to like learn to like shift into form and burn it down, and it works fine. It was just, it's of all the bosses, it's the only one where you have to like do something right. Like, you can't just like AFK and spam a button. You have to like do the thing. But no, I think it took me like 3 tries, and it was the hardest of all of them. I'm trying to think if there's any, like, even Raven Lord, you can kind of just cheese it. But yeah.
Oh, what up, Dante? Yeah. Raven Lord was, I think, the hardest one for me. The 2 in ZG just took a while to get the mechanics on how to get the stuff to reset and cheese it. But yeah, Raven Lord.
You can face tank the ZG ones as a bear. But yeah, like, I imagine as a Boomy, because I think I watched you do it, you have to drop the Raptor down.
Yeah.
And I just kill the Raptor. I'm just like, whatever, we're done here. But yeah, because what else are you going to do? You're a Boomkin. you can't constantly kite that guy. He'll just destroy you.
The tiger's so quick too. Like you can't outrun that thing, even if you had like a Zanza buff or minor. Like I don't even have minor speed when I'm doing all these things either, which helps a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm doing all these in my raid spec. It's like, oh, that kind of adds a little bit of difficulty to it. Like for Anzu at least, like mana issues, I run really quick. Sometimes I have the minor glyph for Typhoon, so I'm not able to like Typhoon the little hawks away from me and stuff. So it's just random if it's gonna be like a challenge mode or if it's gonna be a semi challenge to go in there, depending on my spec.
Yeah, yeah. That's interesting that like at least you just like because that's how I think it should be. I think if you have to like respec for specific bosses, it sucks. Like
Yeah.
if you can just go in and do it, that's like what you want. You don't want to be like, okay. I mean, like if you're doing current content and you have to respec, I think that's kind of cool because you've like found like a way to like make the current content, be more malleable to your spec. But like if you're talking old world content just a farm, it sucks if you're like, okay, for this one you need, 3 points and this weird thing and no one has that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. What's up?
that's
What's up,
that's the videos I've put out, and I guess I just did a phase 2 video yesterday, which I knew I was gonna get some pushback on and a lot of like feedback from other people, which I like because everybody's got their own opinion on gear, especially, and there's like this trinket you gotta have this trinket, no you gotta have 4-piece. So there's a lot of stuff with phase 2, and
well, not even that, but like, so I watched your video and then I was going to do I was going to do a similar video and I started working on it and it's so hard right now to build something because you don't even know what the items are going to look like because they're going to get boosted soon. So you're kind of like guessing what you think they're going to be like, but like, because are you wearing any leatherworking pieces?
there's one, the belt. That's the only like
the
BOE.
boots. And the belt's good for us, but the boots are BIS. And are they going to be BIS when they boost them? Because we don't know if the leatherworking stuff's going to get boosted with it. We don't know if the Emblem of Conquest stuff is going to get boosted. And if it doesn't, it's going to change like what you go for. And so like you add that. We don't know what the set bonuses are actually going to do because the sims aren't really caught up to how they're going to work because they don't even exist yet.
Yeah.
And there's just like I'm doing the same thing, and I built out a set, but like at the beginning, I ended up not finishing the video, so I'll have to record it. But like I said, like 8 times in the video I did make, like I practice recorded it. I was like, and again, remember, this is going to change. This is not going to stay the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's too much.
Yeah, and there's a couple of reasons why I went ahead with the video. Because one, I like giving the Druid Discord as much grief as I can. So if people see the video and go to the Druid Discord, like, hey, I saw this video of this BIS set for phase 2. What do you guys think? And they're gonna have that same response in the Druid Discord. They're gonna be like, it's too soon. We don't know the eye level. And I'm like, I want to give people. Who cares? Yeah, I'm like, I want to give people something to start thinking about. And at least take a look at the gear that's going to be available. And I know in the past I've made lists and then people are like, well, what about this item from here? And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know loot came from X place. So it's like,
like leatherworking. A lot of people don't know leatherworking, you know?
Yeah. So I think I covered all my bases. Like the only other thing I could think of is PvP gear, which PvEers never really put PvP gear in their BIS sets, so I think I'm okay there. Yeah, but there could
even
be.
Though it's super easy to get it, like super. Well, it's super easy to get some of it.
Yeah,
not all of it, but yeah.
So I left the PvP out of it again, but like with the Sims and stuff too. I've been doing a little bit of Sim stuff today because the people in Discord are talking about the sets and simming the different sets and seeing results, and I'm like, there's a couple caveats there, like the sim might not be taking the set bonuses into effect right now, so that's why this is happening and stuff like that. But and my set and their set was like below the hit cap, so we had to like manually add a little bit of extra hit to try to make up for what could be the item level change with those and the haste and stuff.
That's another thing is, so you bring up a great point, Go. If you, let's say you build out a set now because you're like, I'll worry about it later, and you put like the 8% or whatever your hits cap is, and then they boost all your gear, and now you're at like 2% over your hit cap. Well, that's just irresponsible gearing.
Mhm.
You've got to go back and pull all the crap out.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're guessing. You're literally guessing at that point.
Yeah.
And then people are going to be mad at you, like, "Oh, you said this," and you're like, "Man, come on, calm down."
Yeah. And the big thing with
Yeah.
mine, I mean, we could get more into the phase 2 stuff at towards the end, but uh the set bonuses for balance it's a nightmare to even think about. Like, when do we switch from tier 7 4-piece to either tier 8 2-piece or tier 8 4-piece? That's always a thing for boomies. Do you have that as feral a lot too, like going from phase to phase?
So it's not complicated though. Like what tier are we in? Tier 7?
7 right now, yeah. 8 will be
Our
Ulduar.
our tier 7 2-piece is great. And our tier 8 2-piece is great. But our tier 8 4-piece is decent. So you only get the 2-piece. And then as soon as you can get the 2-piece of the tier 8, you switch to it no matter what. It's just so good. And then when the tier 4, you just naturally will switch over to it. But yeah, like no, like there's no clinging to the tier 7, I don't think. Maybe people will, but like it's, if you look at like what it is, I don't want to explain it, but like you're extending Rip, and Rip is already extended by 2 glyphs. Some people have dropped the glyph because they get the tier set bonus. So maybe what they'll do is they'll go back to the glyph and then drop the tier freely. I don't know, but like it's not. It's just, yeah, it's good. And as soon as you get the tier 8 is just so good for us. You just switch to it immediately.
Hmm.
But yeah, you want both at the same time if you can until you get to 4.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. Okay, so for videos this week, I had, oh my god, how am I forgetting my own videos? Oh, the macro, the macro mod, which I think is absolutely game changing. I've been talking to, God, is it Elfo? I don't know if you know who Elfo is.
I don't think so.
So he's him and I have been discussing. Let me see if I can pull it up. Discussing a way to like modify the. So if you guys don't know, I made a video explaining how I personally do not like to use consumes in 5-man content. I only want to use my sapper charges and my Serenite bombs and my magic potions and my potions of speed in raid. And what I was doing was every time I was finished with raid, I would offload them to my alt. But sometimes I'd forget, and I'd be in a 5-man, and I'd be using, like, it consumes, like, oh my god, what am I doing? So someone in my raid, or in my guild, pointed out to me, shout out to Dubes, pointed out to me that you can mod it so it'll only use those macros, or those macro lines, you can do it a couple different ways, in raid. And it's literally a game changer for me. Oh yeah, that's it right there. But yeah, like legit a game changer. I don't know if I demonstrated it. I made that video so quick because I was just so excited about it.
It's like, what do I have in the background? I'll just run around Dalaran in cat form. That'll be fine.
Yeah, right. That's like what you go through to make a video. Like, what can I put in the background?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make like. I could have like grabbed some like old content, but I was like, whatever. I just want to get this out, and you need to edit it that way. And then what was my other video? I'm trying to think. I know I did a first one.
Can I link that line? You just add that
Yeah.
line into your macros. So /use group raid item.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you just, so like, yeah, whatever the item is, Serenite Bomb, things like that, you just use that instead. And then we'll only use it in raid. And then the other thing you could do is you can set up stuff to only use in battlegrounds or to not use in battlegrounds, stuff like that. There's all kinds of things you can do with the group, no group command. Man, what was the other video I made?
Ferocious
How am I blanking on
Bite.
my own videos?
Your WeakAuras.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. How did I forget about that? Okay, so for a couple of weeks now, in my free time, I've been working on a WeakAuras. If you're a feral druid, you know what this is. But essentially, you build up. You play feral? So you build up your combo points and you use your finishers. And the combo point finishers are usually reserved for Rip and Savage Roar because you need to keep those up almost 100% of the time. Savage Roar 100% of the time, Rip like 99% of the time because you want it to fall off. The problem is you also, if you can, want a Ferocious Bite, but there's a lot of downsides to Ferocious Biting. First of all, you any combo points you build, you've now lost, and you have to hurry up and build them up to use them for the other ones. On top of that, Ferocious Bite, if you have like, let's say you've got 60 energy, Ferocious Bite will use it all, even though you don't want it to. Like, you only want to use 35 for the Ferocious Bite because the extra that it will use is like pointless. So what my WeakAuras does is it figures out that you have Rip Up, you have Savage Roar Up, and you have the combo points and the energy for it, and it will tell you, hey, Ferocious Bite, you're probably going to see it on the screen. If I'm delayed, so it's popping in it, you're going to see it. But
I
like,
tried to play it, yeah.
Yeah. Regardless, it's giving you like the opportunity to Ferocious Bite. It's not perfect. It has like some small bugs in it, but I wanted to get it out now because even right now, Ferocious Bite isn't that big of a deal, but it's going to be in Ulduar, I think, especially because we're going to get extended Savage Roars and a lot more crit. Whew. Yeah.
And
I pretty much just remade the video.
Yeah. I can post the link to the Wagyu site, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me post that.
If anybody finds bugs, let me know in my Discord. I'm trying to make it perfect, and I think I've got a couple people helping me in my Discord to like really clean it up. I've been writing it manually. I'm learning Lua. Not fun. That Lua is the language you use to write add-ons and stuff.
What's Lua stand for?
Does it stand for something?
It's
think I know that. I've been writing it.
I thought I'd heard of something like back in a beta when the add-ons like weren't able to be used, then they allowed the add-ons to be used, and there was all these Lua errors. I thought at that point somebody said what it meant, and I was like, oh.
It is Portuguese for moon. I'm not making it up. That's what it says.
Okay.
I looked it up. Hold on. Let me see if I make sure what it is. Lua is a robust lightweight. I'm not going to read through this whole thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it just means moon. Well, it doesn't stand for anything.
That's perfect because I'm a moonkin and I love the moon.
Yeah, it's your language right there. Luakin.
I know Luna is the Spanish for moon. Luna, La Luna. So Lua is Portuguese. Okay.
It's the same word, no N.
Yeah. All right, so we covered our videos, and we've got what have we been doing in WoW the last week? So like raiding, alt stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I've been raiding. I am so close. Sorry, I just want to say I got one piece this week, and I'm so close to being Bis for phase 1.
I'm jealous of those people that are that close.
That's what I mean. Like I thought a lot. I thought everyone was like up with me, and I was like, you know how you get frustrated when you don't get a piece of loot?
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't get there's something dropped last week that I didn't get, and I was like, oh man, I need that. And then like I started like looking into it, and like I am like way more Bis than like anybody else in my raid, and I'm like, okay, never mind. I feel bad now. Like you take it. But like, and the thing is, the upgrade I did like a sim on it. The final 2 pieces would just allow me to switch my my tier pieces from my chest to my helm, and the DPS increases like 70 maybe.
That's decent.
Like you don't even. I know, but it's like not like worth stealing a piece of gear from anybody else.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about you. What did you get? How'd you do?
Last week, since we are doing these on Wednesdays, I do 10 mans on Thursdays. So I got the footsteps. Yeah, I do the footsteps of Malagos from 10 man. So I can't use those yet. I gotta wait for another piece. Like the leggings of the Wanton Spellcaster are like holding me back from putting on 2 pieces. The footsteps and the Lost Jewel, I think is what it is, the ring. If I get the legs, then I can have extra hit, and I can get rid of the hit ring, and then put the hit ring on, and then it's a haste thing with the boots. So it's like I need the legs, and then all this magical stuff can happen. And then
are you pushing haste cap already? Like, are you already there?
There's for Moonkins, it's 401 for the haste cap, and I haven't gone for it at all. I went for full crit to help with Eclipse procs. So I think I'm at 280 haste, so I'm 121 below the soft cap. And I know a lot of people went towards the 401 to start with, and I like being different. I was like, I'm going full crit, and if I get enough haste, that's cool. So
Are they at? Did they cap then? Is that what you're saying? It's already possible to cap at phase 1.
yeah, it's the soft cap. So it's like with Nature's Grace outside of Lust, your GCD is
Yeah.
1 second. Yeah,
Yeah, you have like the lowest hastes cap I think in the game, right?
yeah.
Because of Nature's Grace. Yeah.
But Starfire slaps so hard that even once you get
You want to keep
401,
going.
you can keep going. Yeah, it's fine if
Mhm.
you keep going and get more. But I made like a low break point because I love crit so much. Like I was like I can't drop below like 250. I just picked a number out of a hat and I was like 250 haste. I'm not going below it. So 280. I'm kind of like I don't want to lose
So
anymore.
you're still there then.
I'm close. I'm close. I can definitely feel when I don't have Nature's Grace and I'm outside of Lust. The Starfire
like,
cast time, yeah, the Starfire cast time is just it feels so long.
What is it? What is it right now for you? Like it's got to be. I mean, I think the regular cast is like 2.5 seconds, right?
It starts at 3, and then it's
Okay.
I don't know, it's 2 point something. It's too high.
Yeah, because it's so slow when you're waiting for it.
Yeah. And then last night we did our 25 mans, and the only upgrade I got was at the very end. We did Nax, we did Malagos, then we did Sarth. So luckily I was second on the prio with like behind a DK, and I was tied with a DK. So the first DK had gotten some gloves, they passed on the tier, and then the second DK that I was tied with didn't want them either. He passed them to me for some reason. So I was like, yo, thanks. So I got my tier gloves upgraded from 7 to 7.5. So I enchanted and gemmed those after the raid, and that's my only piece. The only thing I could get tomorrow in 10 mans is like the mace from KT. I would like to have that mace.
Yeah. I think it's funny. Oh man, I just blanked on what I was gonna say. It's funny. Oh, I hate wearing the 7.0 tier pieces. Like I feel like it's like the Walmart quality.
No.
And I'm like I wore the hero's helm for the longest time, and I was like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. I'm wearing 7 point because like we're rating. We should have all the 7.5. That was one of those
Mhm.
pieces where I said I need to upgrade. I need to upgrade. But yeah.
Yeah, and
So go ahead. So I was gonna read Kung Fu.
yeah.
Eventually, gear will haste / crit soft cap you over the cap and have tons of red slots later on. Yeah, I assume that happens for a lot of people in like the later phases. You start bumping up against all the caps and have to like start juggling more to prevent capping than you know what I mean. Like it's the inverse.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to get to a cap, you're trying to like avoid it.
The set that I came up with for phase 2 got to that haste soft cap. It was like 13 or 14 points below it. So with the eye level boost, it should hit 401 plus. And that was with trying to go for as much crit as I could. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. I will get the haste soft cap. And yeah, I didn't have to think about it. But the sockets, there was a lot of blue and yellow sockets for all the pieces that I got. And I was like, dang. So I'm hoping maybe you're talking about more so what is it? ICC. That there's a local college called TCC. So that got mixed up.
So you've got after Ulduar, you've got Trial of the Crusader and then
Mhm.
ICC.
Yeah, hopefully
And
those
Trial
have
of
the
the Crusader,
red ones.
everyone hates. So yeah.
Yeah, because I love me some
Yeah.
red sockets. But
Wait, are you a socket matcher? Like, do you have to match the colors?
I don't have to, but I did for this set, and I figured a couple people would like try to call me out on it instead of just gemming straight 19 spell power. And that's
what I did.
that's another thing that I'm wondering. Like with the eye level boost, do we get like one extra stat with our socket bonus, or does the socket bonus just stay the same?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows.
I also think phase 2 you get the upgraded gems, right? I think they come out in phase 2. Don't quote
Is
me.
it? That'd be
I don't
cool.
know. So let me look.
Because we could get
now
that
I'm super
engineering
curious.
thing that we all have the
Look.
pattern for. Jeeves. We can make
Right.
Jeeves.
You can finally get Jeeves. Let me see. Let me see if it lets me. Maybe I'm wrong. No. It looks like phase 2.
Really?
So if that's, I mean, it might not be all of them in phase 2, but it's all the main ones, like the bolts and the I don't know whatever they're called. So you might not get like armor pen one, but I think you get them. TOC and ICC have perfect slots for tier sets. Yeah, like that's the dream, right? Like to get like everybody just wants red. They should just drop the blue and the yellow, abandon them, and just do all red slots. That's what we want. That's what we all demand. And we'll to meet the meta socket, we'll all get one of those plus 10 stats, one that works as all three colors.
Maybe you will. Us casters don't want that.
They're gonna be like, no, you want that thing.
For the plus 10 to stats?
It's plus 10. Yeah, it's plus 10 stats, but it represents every. Well, hear me out.
Okay.
It's plus 10 to stats, but it represents every color gem. So like you know how you've got like a meta socket that says like you need 2 red, 1 yellow, or whatever. As long as you have that thing, you almost guaranteed to get your meta socket. Because like I'm one of those people, like opposite of you, that I slam either strength or agi in every single slot and don't worry about it. Unless it's like there's one scenario where it gave me like some scenarios where it gives you like a bonus that you just have to chase. But for the most part, like I gem everything strength or agi. And because of that, I miss my meta socket. But then I just use that tier, whatever it's called, in my neck. I think my next slot is where I put it, and then I'm done. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to worry about the meta socket. When I replace one falling out, it's just done. Plus, it's beefy. I think it's plus 10 stats. I don't even know.
Yeah, but Moonkins don't want stats. We want spell power. So we're always going for.
I mean, I don't know if spell power counts. You don't have any way of getting spell power from any of your stats.
We get spirit. Spirit gives us spell power. Intellect gives us spell power, but it's not going to make up for the 9 spell power, 9 spirit gems that we can throw in there. The purple gems.
Yeah. So, like for us, strength is like for 1 strength, it's 2 attack power. So it's like, yeah, cool. 10 strength turns into 20 attack power. Plus, we get agi. 1 agi turns into attack power. So just doing that, you get, let's see. 20. Okay, so right now the best you can get is a 6 slot or a 6 stat, but I think in phase 2 we get I think it's the 10.
Dang, that's a big jump.
It's very expensive too. You're gonna be paying like 400 or 500 gold for that thing, if not more. So yeah, plus 10 to all stats. It's gonna give you 30 attack power compared to just a red gem, which gives you 32. So you're not really losing much, and you get the bonuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're unique equipped too, so you can only use one. The end. Man, what a great story I just told.
Where were we even at? Where did that come from?
Oh, hold on. We were talking about the low quality tier sets.
Yeah.
But because you just replaced it.
Okay, yeah.
I
like the color.
Are you guys doing Star 3D 10-man now?
Like the Zerg strat?
Yeah, or just any strat. We couldn't do it 10-man.
Oh yeah, we've been doing 10-man, yeah.
I don't know what it is, man. We don't have it. Like, we just don't have it.
I don't think we did the Zerg, because usually we've had like 1 or 2 like alts or like 1 or 2 like pugs, and it just doesn't work out to try the Zerg. But yeah, we get the normal strat, the proper mechanical strat.
Right. Tank one, tank the other. Mm-hmm. Right. No, you don't do the kite. We tried the kite on 25-man last night, and it just didn't go well. So we ended up going back to like the basic one where you just have 2 tanks and you stand there and you burn down the ads, then you go to the boss. I don't know why everyone wants to Zerg. Like, you're saving yourself maybe 2 times with like, or 2 minutes with like the chance at likely wiping. I don't get the bonus. Yeah,
we struggled with like the wave, the fire wave. That's like a big RNG thing. Like, just with that preventing our DPS from meeting the DPS check. So
okay.
If all the
dying to it,
no, if all the ranged had to move because we were stacked in the middle, if the flame wall went through the middle and we had to move towards the boss or away, then we wouldn't get even close to the DPS check.
Yeah, we didn't. So when we did the Zerg strat on 25-man, we got him down to 25%. Or no, sorry, 5% before the shield went up. And if he's not dead by the shield, it's pretty much a wipe.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sitting there discussing, like, because I wasn't tanking, I was DPSing, and they're like, we could switch me for the DK, you could go unholy, because unholy could generate maybe an extra 1,000 DPS, standing still. And they did the math and they're like, that's not enough. It's not one swap. We just need more DPS. And which sucks because like you don't want to hear that. You want to be like, yeah, we're pumpers. But
Yeah.
it is what it is,
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll do it once. We'll do it eventually.
Yes.
Oh
Any other raid stories from you from the last week?
man, I could vent about raiding, but I
Vent, dude.
honestly,
Vent. This is
dude,
the place
no,
to vent, dude. Go for
no,
it.
man, no, because I like my guild.
Leave
And I don't
names
want.
out. I
I
will
don't want
vent.
to be.
I'll vent
The
first.
thing is, if anybody from my guild watches it, you don't need names. Like we have so many characters that if I mention like even like something, they're like, oh, I know what you're talking about. So
Yeah.
nope, not
Yeah.
saying it.
No? Okay.
No.
I'll
I'm
tell
trying
a
to think
couple
if there's any.
stories.
So we almost did 2 tanking patchwork, but we
Mm.
kind of chickened out. And so what happened was we have one warrior in our raid, and right before we pulled, he's like, "Hey, my wife's sick. I gotta go." And so we lost
Damn.
our warrior, which
Yeah.
warriors bring stamina buff,
The
a
commanding
damage
shout.
reduction buff. Yeah, like
Mhm.
commanding shout, you get demo roar or demo shout,
Mhm.
and those two things you may not think are a big deal, but they're a big deal. And so like our tank actually had to respec to make sure he didn't die, our pally tank, and then he got like a little like nervous, like okay, you know what? Let's save it for next week.
Yeah.
And so I have my stam set. I'm at 52k, so like I feel beefy. We just
Impressive.
need the we just need to do the thing. But yeah,
We tried that strat, the 2 tank strat. Our feral got smacked like 10 seconds in. If it was even 10 seconds, feral's just down on the floor. And
Really?
I was like, oh, that's a wipe. But no, we kept going. I don't know the whole thing with how what tank gets hit, all that stuff. Somehow our feral went down. I think they were supposed to be like the soaker, the
Yeah,
high HP
yeah,
one. And
yeah.
yeah, they went down, and
Oh, for sure.
we still were fine. So I don't
Okay.
know what happened.
So I because you are a DPS and I get to tank, I'm gonna give you a slight insight into that. If that's okay. If that's okay, go. I don't
Yeah.
wanna.
Ooh.
Okay, so you're right, exactly what you said. So when you run a bear tank the way that we're talking, like the 2 tank strat, you have usually your paladin or your DK is actually the better choice for this, but I'm not gonna get into that. People yell at me. So you have your main tank and then you have your off tank. And in that scenario, the off tank is like a beefed up feral druid with just the most ridiculous amount of healing. Literally, that's it. The feral's gonna have problems with threat, but other than that, like you can pump your misdirects and your tricks into the feral and everything's fine. However, the hard part isn't actually the tanking; it's the healing, because what you have to do is you have to have healers, like especially if you're 2 healing, but even if you're 3 healing, whoever the third healer is, their job is just to spam heal the off tank, the feral. And if they stop for any amount of time, they'll die. Especially if like your third, because long story, but your third threat is still technically a tank. And if they become hit, usually what happens is your feral tank gets dropped, doesn't get healed, and some random DPS just gets clapped. And then you slowly start losing melee DPS. You usually end up with like 5 dead melee DPS.
Yeah.
The feral dying is kind of mind blowing. I don't know.
I'm looking
Like,
at it right now. I just pulled it
can
up.
you show it?
He
Can you
got.
show it?
I can. Yeah, I could switch it. But
Alright,
just like
I gotta
his.
wait because it's delayed.
Yeah, just his death screen. 5 seconds in, a hateful strike, 1 shot for 63k. So I don't know. Maybe they weren't. Maybe I got the tank wrong. Maybe they weren't supposed to be the one that was tanking.
No.
Could you
hold
tell
on,
by
hold
his
on.
gear? He should have
Yeah,
like
yeah,
polar
yeah.
gear
Yeah,
on.
put his gear on. Put his gear on.
See, I'm not afraid to call people out. This is awkward. This is a fair. No. I love awkward. He's super chill. He's one of the ones that doesn't raid log. He's on an alt. He's playing all the time. Like I respect that shit. But yeah, I guess they don't have. Maybe they weren't assigned to it.
He's still waiting.
There's no
Yeah, 'cause
polar
He might have been
gear.
an off tank. Scroll down. Yeah.
1651 stamina.
Yeah, look at his gems. Look at the gems should tell you everything.
Oh yeah,
He's
no
wearing
stam
red
gems.
He's not a tank.
Mm.
So probably what happened was if you're 2 tanking, this is what happens. Like your tank didn't die, your DPS died because the tank's health dropped low. So like another thing people should do, I don't know if they tell your guild tells you to do this, but like the thing they do is they say everyone take off your stam buff. Because lowering your
Yeah,
health
yeah.
as much as possible gives you a bigger window before whoever gets clapped. And it is common for a feral to be the third threat on these because ferals have threat problems. Yeah, like that's your is that your tank?
The
It looks like your
DK.
tank.
The DK is the off tank. Yeah, that's who it
What's his?
was.
Can you see what his health pool is by going to resources? I don't know if it actually shows the number.
Mm,
You
I
can show.
switched.
Did
Go ahead.
I'm trying to think if you. I'm
It's like
trying
I
to think if there's a way
switched
you
it
can
back
see his
off, but
health. Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it
it
then.
went
Don't worry
from
about it.
30% to 100% with a 30k heal.
Yeah, and but when he was at 30%, he was likely at let's say he's at 42k health, which is pretty common for like a overstated DK. If he was at 30%, 30% is like 12k. Is that right? Did I do math in my head correctly?
I don't know. I was
Whatever.
going with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's at 30. So 12k is much lower than almost every DPS, especially melee. They're sitting at probably 24, 25. So that's why it's so big for a feral to be the off tank because they can sit up in the 50s, and even if they take a hateful, they're still in the 30s, and they can take another hit before the melee become a target because it only targets the top
Oh.
the top three um, threat. So like there's always the other one. There's always a third one. But as long as you keep the health up above, 30k, no one else is gonna get targeted, which is why you need a feral to just have just the most stamina.
Yeah, so it looks like what happened was that the off tank got a hateful 4 seconds in, dropped down to their 30%. The feral, I guess, was just next in line, and
Yeah.
yeah.
just
Hey.
just like that. Good times. I've been that guy. I've been that guy.
Yeah. Because I know nothing about the whole tanking stuff on there. I just know I try to
That's okay.
I have a problem staying in range for Starfall on that fight, so I need to worry about myself before I start trying to think about the tank situation.
Yeah, and honestly, like that's probably one of the more like I said, it's not really a tank problem because like you even said, like he went down to 30%. A heal should have happened because he's got about I think a 1 second window. So in that time, you're supposed to stagger your heals. So healer one hits, and then 1 second later, healer two hits, and then healer
Hmm.
one, and then healer two. So they're never low long enough for it to matter. But if your healers aren't properly staggering,
Yeah.
then you'll get healer one, healer two. He gets hateful, drop, and then time goes by, and then somebody dies, and healer one, healer two hit, and you're like, cool, they're full, but someone's already died, and that's when. So like I said, it feels like a tank fight, but it's really a healer fight. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
since we're talking about patch, uh,
Oh god.
should I have an issue standing like 15 yards away from patch, like with threat? I can be
No.
like top 2 on threat, 15 yards away, and I'll be fine, or I have to still be below top
Yeah,
3.
you could be 15 yards is fine. If you
Okay.
get within 5 yards, you become
5.
a
Okay.
melee. You become a melee option. And it's obviously it's not just 5 yards. It's going to be what his melee window is, but it's usually 5 to 10 yards. Um, and honestly, like if your tanks are doing their job, you shouldn't be. There shouldn't be a threat problem.
Okay.
Like you got your, like I said, you got your Mr. X, your oh
Tricks.
my gosh, yeah, your tricks.
Yeah.
But honestly, like even if you are, as long as you're a certain distance away, I think you know this. As long as you're a certain distance away from Patchwerk, you're not even on the hateful table. You
Okay.
have to be within melee range to be hateful. Like he's not gonna run over to you and hateful you.
Okay.
So like as long as you're like a distance away. But yeah, it's a really fun fight. I can't wait for Ulduar because like every fight in Nax has like one mechanic.
Yeah.
And then Ulduar comes in and like every fight has like four mechanics. And it's gonna be so jarring for so many guilds that are like, yeah, we got this, and then like they hit a brick wall on like Leviathan. Oh god.
Yeah.
I just had flashbacks. Do you know? I don't know how well you do. Have you done Ulduar, or has it been a while?
I've seen like small pieces of different fights here and there. I couldn't tell
Okay,
you anything about it now.
so Flame Leviathan is the first boss, and it's a crap. It's a vehicle boss. So you know
Oh
how
yeah.
like in
Yeah.
EOE you get on the drakes.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine being on the drakes the whole fight. And what's kind of cool is, and I think, so I was watching it, I think Jordy mentioned this, and I actually forgot it, and I think this is accurate. But he said that the amount of damage you do on the certain ones is actually based on your eye level.
Yeah,
So
I've heard
the
that.
better
Yeah.
gear you have, the more damage you do. So it gets easier and easier as your damage, as your gear goes up. It's not just a stagnant, damage fight. But essentially, you run in and you destroy these pillars if you want to. If you want to do hard mode, you don't, and then you fight this dude. It's not super hard. The hardest part is like teaching everyone how to do the different vehicles and explaining to them like what the focus is, and like mobs can come up from behind you and you got to pay attention. And there's like tanks and there's damage dealers and there's like motorcycles. And I haven't done it in so long, but like I hated it just because
Yeah.
I'd always get stuck on the motorcycle because like everyone would grab all the cool stuff and I get stuck with like the back seat of the motorcycle. Like, okay,
Dude, I'm fine with that. Because that's like chess
no,
and
it's
Karazhan.
boring.
I would always be the
Boring.
pawn, and I would always be the pawn that tries to get to the other king, and I would try to kill the king as a pawn every week.
You're that guy.
Yeah.
You're that guy.
I'm like,
You're
you
the guy
guys-
who's like, I want no responsibility in
Yeah.
this absolute joke of a fight.
You guys
Oh
take
my
the
God.
king, the queen, the rooks, all the other stuff. I'll take the
The
pawn.
healers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's,
I'll do the same
so
thing for that fight.
I'm trying to think who the next boss is. I think he's the flame something.
Leviathan?
No, flame Leviathan's first. No, there's flame Leviathan's
Oh.
first, and then there's like the furnace keeper. I can't remember. Their
Oh,
names.
yeah.
I could probably pull it up.
It's like the molten core boss, right? It's like a big rock
Yeah.
molten guy
Actually, now that you say that, yeah, that is what
with
it's
like a pot. Is he holding a pot of like liquid molten steel or
I think it's
something?
behind it. It actually reminds me more of the second boss in Halls of Lightning.
Mm.
I think that's what he looks like. Hold on. Ignis the Furnace Master. That's what it
Ignis.
is. Right. Really creative, guys. Come on. How they get you do this. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna read it. Is a male fire giant. I don't know they had genders. In the Ulduar raid.
Back then they
second
did.
boss that you'll encounter. First rule of every fight is, of course, clear the trash. That's stupid. Hot pocket achievement. What?
Hot pocketed. Oh, I think I remember the name.
You get scooped up into his pocket and then don't die. That's all you have to do.
His pocket. His hot pocket.
Yeah, thanks, Faded.
Where's his hot pocket located at? I wonder.
I know, God, wouldn't that be weird if it was like some like he'd just disappear and then all it says is you're in his hot pocket. This strategy's for like level 100 and stuff. So it's just like you can two-man this. I don't think that's accurate content.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Easily duoed.
Yeah.
Oh.
By the way, I want if we got time.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we got time.
No, it says male. MALE. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know. Do you know who Smash Paw is? You probably know. Small World.
I've seen him making videos. Yeah, like he's popping up on my stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he popped up on mine, and so I've been avoiding the idle swapping or idle weaving, as you like to say, videos.
Not weaving.
And he made one, so I figured we could watch it if you want, so I don't have to do a video on it.
Yeah.
And then give all the credit to Smashpaw and help his channel.
Yeah, you
blow
want
up.
to do it right now or?
Yeah, if you want, do you want the link?
Smash ball. I don't know how this
Here,
is gonna work
okay.
because your
Here,
camera
I got it.
goes away every time I pull that up, so I feel bad.
Just do this. Go stay in the Griffin Go show and just put a new window in this one and just make it smaller.
Just put it like
make it
in
really
between
small,
us,
in between the animals. Yeah.
between the animals.
It doesn't need to be big. I mean, you can listen to the content. I mean, I don't think it's anything. I linked it in the
Display
chat.
window capture. I
Wrath
gotta-
is pre-lawsuit, so clever puns were okay.
Let me see.
Faded, I'm all about supporting like people and their stuff, but you do miss the days when like you could make a joke about something more pun than anything and laugh at it. But like, yeah, nowadays like it's really like I still don't get the hysteria thing. I had to actually look up
I didn't know that
hysteria was
either.
offensive to
Yeah.
I had to look up why hysteria was offensive to people. I was like,
Yeah.
people are offended by the word hysteria.
Hey.
But yeah, like that's what I mean. Like maybe that's me not being up on people they're offended by, but like, and I get why. So women were apparently called hysterical and men weren't, even though it is a DK, which I think you think of DKs as men. Whatever. I'm not gonna get into it. It's politically hot. I don't want. But yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for watching the last podcast show on my.
And we've been canceled with only 200 viewers. Somehow we were able to be. Oh, I sent you the link in the channel.
I looked.
Here, I'll send it in the Discord. That way.
Oh, in the channel.
Yeah. I'm trying to be interactive.
In the I looked in
I
the.
have friends who literally claim to not play.
You should know this.
Spit.
You can't send links in YouTube. You should know this.
I know, but you could have just grabbed it. Like, oh wait, did it block it?
Yeah, you can't even see it. It doesn't even show blocked. It's just invisible.
Well, that's on you. I really feel like that's on you.
All right, so 10 minutes long, bro.
I know. I don't know what to do though. Like, I think it's short. You can have it playing in the background. I don't know.
Have it playing in the background. It's idle. It's idle weaving though. Like we need to hear what's going on.
Idle weaving.
Idle swapping. No weaving.
Okay, respect.
Snake
weaving and idle weaving. He does call it weaving.
When did he put this? 4 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to hear it, so I'm just gonna nod along.
I think it'd be kind of awkward to watch it. We can, but.
Oh, then don't worry about it. Anyway.
Yeah,
guys,
I'll link it though.
I'll link it though for sure. Check this out. Yeah.
I can link.
If you guys don't know who Smashpaw is, he is a not very well known, but he's a very vocal feral druid content creator. I think he was the one. Wasn't he in that podcast stream with Crix and with Rugs? And he was one of the ones that Rugs attacked.
Oh, I don't know. I never got to that. I got close to when that was going to happen, and then I never went back to it.
I watched it live because I was really curious what this. They had Nerd Egg had on, and I think Smashpaw was the other one. And they were I've talked about this before. They were just the calmest guys. Here's what the Sims have shown. Here's the thing, and he's and Rugs was just out to get them. I don't know why. He was just angry, and I was like, bro. Even in the comments, I was like, this guy needs to calm down. He was so worked up, and. But yeah, I think it was Smashpaw that was just taking the brunt of all of this, and I felt so bad. But like I said, Nerd Egghead especially, he's just the most mellow dude. He's yes, here's the math, here's what it says. But yeah, great video. You should find that one and watch it.
I'll watch it because
you almost laugh. It's so funny how uncomfortable it is. I'm sick of listening to all this bear weaving. It's garbage. I don't know if he said that. He was complaining about using the word weaving. I think that was his main anger, but it kind of trickled into everything. Anyway, worth watching, 100%. But yeah, oh my gosh, hold on, I gotta pull up our list.
Well, I mean, we still got some. At least I do some raid talk.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So last week, I failed Loatheb, and I killed a Spore with Starfall. And I went back and looked.
About that.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
So this is the backstory. This was on your channel too, dude. Everybody here has to know about it too.
Yeah.
But
that's right.
I went back and looked, and it was I think it was the 9th star. So there's 10 stars on a single target. So I think it was the 9th one. So I still had an extra star too, I think. But yeah, I started running towards the Spore because the last 6 weeks it's been kind of scuffed sometimes, and somebody will pop a Spore early. So I was just all right, fuck that. I got my rocket boots ready. I scuffed those the week before and used them on the pool, so I didn't have them to get to that Spore. Missed that one. So this week I'm I got my boots ready. I'm getting to this fucking Spore. You're not killing it before I get there. Not a chance. And yeah, I killed it because I nitro boosted right towards it. 2 seconds left on Starfall. Killed it, one shot, 100 something damage overkill. And I felt like shit the rest of the raid. So after the raid, I sent I posted in the guild Discord. I was like, guys, sorry. I will be the support druid next week. I will decurse on Noth. I will decurse on Saffron. I will be on web wrap duty for Nexna. I feel like there's one more mechanic. I always feel like I leave out from that. Oh, I was I'll be 5th Spore group for Loatheb. And yeah, I got assigned, 4th Spore group for Loatheb. I got assigned the web wrap duty and the decurse for those 2 fights because I volunteered for it. And it was cool. It was a week off almost from raiding because I had been going hard trying to get all the 99s And then this
Mhm.
week, I was chilling. I was still using like pre-pots and pots during the encounters and stuff. I still went and got Scourgebane Infusion for the raid
Yeah.
as an extra consume. But yeah, it was nice to kind of like chill there. And I think I got like 299s last night, and I was fine with it. I was cool.
I think it's healthy that you like not only own up to it, but like kind of like agree to like make amends kind of thing. Because like when that happens, like we talked about this last time, you feel worse than anybody. Like
Yeah.
everyone's a little irritated, but you feel like you've let your whole raid down.
Hmm.
Like we had a shaman accidentally pop heroism in trash. He fat thumbed it
Yeah,
and right
yeah.
before a boss, and we're like, ugh. But like honestly, like we're over it. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, move on. But he was like, he still is like, sorry guys.
Yeah.
And and like, yeah, you do more than anybody else to yourself. You hurt yourself more. You know what I mean? You beat yourself up more than they probably were over it as soon as it happened. I had a Loetheb thing. Dude, Loetheb is like, I think we talked about this too. It is the most like, if you ever wanted to hate someone in your guild, that's the time when you do it, because oh my god. So I was in the first Spore group, and like for the melee, we always let it get close. We always let it get close. So it got close. We run out, we kill it, and I'm like, cool. And like someone scuffed the third one, the third Spore, and so like stuff's happening, and like my Spore's getting low, and I'm waiting for them to say like what, because they skipped a Spore and they were like moving on, so I didn't know what Spore we were on. So our melee group guy goes, "Okay, this Spore's ours," and kills it instantly. And I turn around and watch it. I'm like, bro, like, I
You said you weren't going to call people out. Everybody's going to know who you're talking about now.
no one will know, because I mean, if you watched, if you were there, you might remember. But like, only the melee know who calls for the melee, because like it's more of like a casual call. Like, yeah, this one's ours, guys.
Mm.
And I'm not even mad. I'm not mad. I wish there was a clearer way to organize the Spores, because I feel like it scuffed so easily so often that I told you this. Like I like the 3-2-1 thing. Like melee 3-2-1 kill, and that way everybody knows when it's going to happen.
Mm.
But like nobody wants to do it. Nobody. It's the hand of salve of mechanics. Like you know how to do it. You can do it. You just don't want to.
Mm.
I don't know if the hand of salve like resonates with you as much as it does for me. But
I think this week we might have had a clean sport like group. I'd have to look,
really?
but I don't think anybody complained. Like I was looking at every fucking sport too. I'm like moving my camera around, like how many people are there? Did somebody kill it early? Because I'm about to call your ass out. Because it ain't gonna be me this week. But
yeah, but like, and that's what I mean though. Like you like if you're like, I don't know if you've done this. Like you run over to the Spore and you're about to kill it, and you're like trying to like figure out if everyone's there. And then if you kill it early, you feel bad.
mm-hmm.
Whereas like again, the 3-2-1, if they didn't make it, that's on them. That's on them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you gave them warning, and you don't feel guilty about it. You're like, I gave you time. You didn't do your job. That's on you.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, here we go, and you break it, and you're like, I like. I don't know if you've had this. Like, we'll have a Spore, and we'll get like a DPS like creep near the Spore to try to get like a caster to get like to get an early one. Like, oh, if all 5 people don't run out, I'll snag the 5th spot. And I'm like, bro, that's not cool.
I was looking at that too, kind of, because I was Sport Group 4 for the first time, and I was like, "Are there 5 people there? Can I nitro boost over there and take it? Did somebody not move? Did they not look at assignments? Like, let me try to sneak an earlier Spore in." But nah, I was like, I'm 4. I'm staying 4. Like, it is what it is.
4 is good. 4 is good. Do you guys hold off your heroism bloodlust until everyone's got Spore?
I think it's only the first 2 groups. Maybe it's 3, but I feel like it's 2 groups, and then we send it.
Have you had a DK get worked up over a badly timed heroism yet?
No, I mean, our raid leader's a DK, and he's never said anything about it. And then we have 2 DPS or 2 other DPS DKs, I guess. Because we have 3. But yeah,
So
none of them have.
Unholy DKs, I don't know if you know much about them, but like they're all about snapshotting haste
Mhm.
because the haste snapshot boosts their gargoyle, which is like 90% of their damage.
Yeah.
So they always want to pop the gargoyle right when heroism hits. So like heroism, they get all their haste trinkets procced and they pop gargoyle. Gargoyle just does crazy damage. If you hesitate on a heroism and they're like waiting for you to hit heroism because they can't hit their gargoyle, they get mad and it's so funny. Come on, you know. Like,
I mean, that's like boomies. We try to send our treants right out before the lust gets popped. But yeah, I'm not gonna yell and scream because I popped it like a second late. But I was getting a little bit annoyed this week since you brought it up about the lust timing. I don't know which shaman it was. I'm not looking. We only have two, so that kind of narrows down the players. But the shaman was sending lust like a second into the fight this week on every boss, and I'm like, dude,
a lot of people like that. A lot of people like that.
like that doesn't give me time to pop my treants. Treants is usually it's usually like my third global. Sometimes it's my second, but like I like to insect swarm first, and I was insect swarming the boss, and in the GCD from insect swarm, lust is going out, and I'm like, bro, I couldn't even get my treants down. But this week I was chilling, so I know next week if that's gonna continue to happen, like I'm aware of it now that it's gonna be a little bit earlier, and I can pop my treants like first global instead.
What if I'm trying to think of a macro you could make as a shaman that like when you start spamming it, it starts counting down so everyone knows when exactly. So like they start hitting it and it says 3, 2, 1, and then it actually happens.
That sounds like a lot of math.
Super helpful.
Yeah, like GCD.
I think you could do a cast sequence, and then something that triggers your GCD, and then you just have like 3 things in your GCD. Like you could do weapon swap, weapon swap, weapon swap, and then boom. I don't know, man. I'm just saying it'd be nice because like I would like to know exactly when it's about to pop too. Like everyone would. Like it's helpful, but like at the same time, it's just a button for a shaman. So he's just like boop, and then that's it. Like it's not like okay, guys, everybody get ready. Here, just press the button. But yeah, like I know we had kind of like a discussion about it. Like when do you pop it? And everyone was like 3 seconds in, 4 seconds in.
Yeah.
And like the DKs are like no. 1 second in, like as soon as we start combat, I want to hit the gargoyle immediately, especially on the shorter fights because they want as much uptime as possible. But I don't know. It's whatever. It's everyone's own thing. I just think it's funny how like, and the thing is, I've learned not to get worked up about it, but like I like listening to other people get worked up about it.
Yeah.
It's like, like I screw up my rotation, I'm like, oh, that sucks. But I'm not like, oh, table flip. I'm just like, oh well, I'll get it next week. But by the way, that reminds me, let me make sure. My parse, I think, is up to 98.6. It was 98.
It got locked in.
Down to 90. It's down to 98.5.
Oh.
It was up. It was last week. It was 98.2. Now it's at 98.5. It's still up. I got 2 99s last night that I didn't have 99s before, so I'm feeling good. I've only got a couple. I don't know why, but I struggle in the construct quarter. Like all my construct ones are 98, 96, 97. Like I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And it's the first one we do, so maybe it's just like
where you at?
You know what I mean? It's a mental thing.
Oh, like the patch, grob, gluth.
Yeah, and I do really good on Grobulus. Like gluth, I don't care as much. I feel like I pump pretty hard, but like I'm shocked that I haven't got a 99. But like maybe I'm missing a mechanic that I should really be focusing on. I don't know. I'll get it. I'll get it.
Your Thaddeus is a different icon. Is that because you're tanking the first ad?
I started tanking, to help out the guild overall.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I'm okay with that. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have gotten like a 95, a 97. I've gotten a 97 as a pure cat.
Okay.
So like it's not horrible, but yeah, I got to take the what's it called, the warden. The warden.
Yeah, so we did Patchwerk, Grobulus. Nah, nothing crazy happened with us on Grobulus, but Gluth. We tried a new strategy and it added 50 seconds, I think it was, to our kill time.
Oh, that's not good.
It was supposed to reduce the kill time, of course, because that's
what was the strategy? I'm assuming you just didn't tank the ads?
No, we were trying to not move the boss to the back of the room where the gate is, but instead keep the boss right where the tunnel is. And I have not looked at the log to see what the
This
fuck
is
happened.
dumb.
But dude,
This is
it
dumb.
it literally added
Yeah.
a fuck ton of time. Like,
So
am I
that's
looking
so
at the?
funny.
Oh, I looked at Grob. Yeah, let me find the
So
Gluth.
Gluth, okay, and I don't 100% know this because I've never seen anyone do that strategy before. But so like the ads that spawn in the back and the tank is like supposed to hold them. I think if they get close enough to Gluth, he'll eat them and
Mhm.
it increases his health pool. Or not increases, it gives him health back.
Mhm.
So the reason you keep him so far away is to give yourself tons of time to if you ever get, do you ever get the decimate anymore? We haven't gotten it in
No,
forever.
no. Our kill time has been like a minute 25 on average for the last
Yeah.
month. This last night it was 2 minutes 10 or 2 minutes 11 seconds.
Man, which still is short, but like at the
Yeah,
same time, let's see. Because
it
so yeah,
was
what we
rough.
do, man, I feel so bad that I haven't been able to get a 99 on that. Okay, sorry, that's personal. Well, yeah, what's our kill time? 120. So we're about the same
Mhm.
spot as you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like all you have to do is keep the ads away from Gluth, and it's done. And the only thing you have to do is keep the ads away from Gluth, and it was the only mechanic. You're like, you know what? Let's try not doing it. And
Well,
then
they
you
were
just hope
supposed
for
to
the
still be
best.
tanked away, but I guess it was just like one of
Well, they
those.
spawn right there. I mean, as soon as he's within range, he'll eat them.
Yeah, I thought they were saying that they spawned in the middle of the map, so maybe he was just tanked too close to the spawn point, and there is a
Yeah.
spot back by the tube where he can be safe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
They
what it was.
spawn in 10 man, they spawn right in the middle grate, and I think in 25 man, they spawn from all three of the grates. So there's like grates on the ground, and they just pop up from them.
All
Yeah,
right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. We've never done that.
I'm sure the raid lead has looked at it and we'll come up with another strategy of
Changed it.
something to do.
I
Yeah.
mean, it is cool that you're trying new stuff though, because like, what if
Yeah.
that worked?
I
You
know.
know, then it's the meta, and because doing that run sucks anyway. So it'd be nice to just like drop down, burn it down, call
Hmm.
it a day.
Yeah, because
But yeah,
that's one of the hard fights to get uptime at the start of the fight on. So if we could just drop
especially as a
down,
caster.
yeah,
Yeah,
if we
especially
could
as a
drop down,
caster.
don't have to move at all for the whole fight and chase it and use all these random GCDs because Typhoon is one of my GCDs to move to get in position. If I don't have to Typhoon, like, and I get an extra Wrathcast or something, like I get to start into my rotation sooner, then yeah, it's gonna make it better. But yeah,
What kind of damage do you get on Thaddeus? Like, what's your
Thaddeus.
DPS? Yeah,
Let me see.
we don't have a boomkin this week, so I don't have anything to look at.
It should be over 10K. The last couple weeks, I've had 10.6, 10.7, 10.8. Like I've
Yeah,
gone up 100 each week.
I'm tanking. I'm tanking the first phase, which is like garbage DPS, because it counts
Yeah,
that.
yeah, oh
I'm
yeah.
tanking, and I'm getting 90, 9200. So like, I would love to see what I can get if I actually was able to DPS, because you can pop Berserk in the first part and then still get it in the second part.
Is it a 3 minute
Let's see,
cooldown?
where's it at? Yeah,
Yeah, that's the same thing
it's
with
just a little too long for
boomies.
most fights.
We
Yeah.
do treants, in like the first part, and then they're up
Mhm.
on Thaddeus. Yeah.
What side wins? What side has to slow down for you guys?
We've been pretty close. It started off melee, and then I think
Mhm.
maybe 2 weeks in, the caster side started pumping more. And after those first 2 weeks, like the melee was asked to like only white swing, white hit, whatever it's called. And after that, like we've been pretty close to where we don't have to slow down. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
our
chill.
melee damage is higher. Like I mean, just because like how it is, like you've got rogues and DKs, and those are two of your biggest pumpers. You've got warlocks on the other side, and you've got boomies, but like grouping, especially because you're running like what 3 DK. We ran 4 DKs this week and two rogues. Like that alone, I mean, we run 4 warlocks. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I really want to try to cat one really quick and just see what my DPS is, because like if I'm doing 92.9, like almost 9300 with having to bear the first half, I would love to see me break 10K, which I'm assuming can be done pretty easily, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever done it. Let me see. Who is this? Oh, wait, what am I doing? How do I look at this? What am I doing? Highest, next, Mally. What's your rank? Have you dropped it? Have you went up rank at all?
My rank? I mean,
Yeah, your overall.
my rank went down a little bit since I didn't really parse this week. It's like 5'11" right now.
Oh, that's still pretty good.
In the world, yeah.
In the world, hold on. I'm
The
gonna compare
whole
my
world. Dude, my
5'11" to my. Okay, what do you think? Above or below?
I saw yours. Yours is below.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I saw. I had
surprise
looked
you.
yours up. No. You were.
Yeah, 429. I want to get. I want.
429.
My goal is 300, like under 300.
Oh yeah. See, I've already been there. Let me know when you've reached that point.
Whatever. It's easy to spike and get it. It's hard to maintain and climb.
Dude,
But you also are 98 or 99 already. I'm still 98, so I'm garbage.
yeah.
I'm a garbage player. Oh, it says 9. Oh, yeah, that's my medium performance.
But what was weird was Thaddeus was one of the few fights. There might have been like 2 last night where I improved like my DPS for the boss fight, but not like the rank because it's 99s. So it went up 100 DPS, and I was not really using dots. Like,
well, even if your DPS moves up, you should move up in rank because like, even though you're only seeing 99, there is a full percentage. You know what I mean? Like they look at like more than just, oh, you're 99, cool. It's like, what is your DPS on that fight?
yeah.
Because like you have, is this right? You have number. Oh, that's me a lot. Your lowest is 144 on 4 horsemen. Wow, 4 horsemen?
Dude,
That's
4
pretty
horsemen, I do really good.
Yeah. Honestly, like, what's my highest? I know I have like a 60. Yeah, I got a 60 on Thaddeus. Again, doesn't count though because it's a stupid warden.
Yeah.
But my other one is a Nubricon. I have a 236, which feels pretty good. But whatever. Yeah, because you could like, oh, I didn't realize that. Let me hover over your. Wait, is this right?
What?
You have a 107?
107.
Oh yeah, you have a 107 on a Nubricon. You have a 99.9.
Oh yeah, dude. My noob that week, fuck, I slapped a Nubricon. I don't know what the hell happened. Dude, last week,
That's cool,
dude.
though.
Oh man, I think that was the last week with the candy buff from the Halloween event. And
Oh, I didn't do that.
it's only
That
24 extra spell power, but
What's your wing order?
oh, I gotta look it up.
Oh, you don't have it. Like it's not the same.
It's changed a couple times, especially with like the Lotheb buff thing, which we downed Lotheb, and then there was still a Spore when Lotheb died, and the fight had ended. The rogue killed the Spore and got the buff, so you can still get the buff after the fight ends. But
As soon as somebody exits through the thing, it removes now.
because I thought it had removed as soon as the boss died, so it also removes again afterwards.
So as soon as somebody uses the portal at the other end of Lotheb, it removes it from everybody. So you might be able to like run back through and not trigger it, but yeah, as soon as you enter that portal, as soon as somebody enters that portal, it removes it. Because I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. Lotheb died. I killed the Spore, and then
Okay.
and then I was like, oh cool, I've got it. And then somebody went through a portal and it was gone.
Yeah, I was watching it. I was like, "What's gonna happen when they kill the Spore? They're gonna get the buff." Okay.
Yeah. 3D 20. Whew. Anyway.
But yeah.
Sorry.
It was
I
only
reading a comment.
It was only 24 extra spell power from the candy, but I don't know. Maybe
That's a game changer though, man.
I might have high rolled some RNG on that Anub fight because it's still holding up pretty good.
Oh, your Malagos is killing it. What's going on with Mally?
Dude, we can't get the double Spore, bro. And we're every week for the last at least 5 or 6 weeks.
99.
Yeah, we've been doing the everybody get your achievement, your Deny and the Scion achievement. So it's like,
wait, what's Deny the Scion?
you have to kill a Scion while you're on a disc. So
so you're letting
they're
other
letting
people
all
go
the
up there.
ranged. They're not like they're preventing the casters from hitting the lords, which all the lords group up. The Scions are spread out. So
Yeah.
as a boomy to parse, you want to starfall the lords. And we're
Yeah.
being asked to not DPS the lords and only hit the Scions and not kill the Scions so the people on the disc can get their achievement. I'm like, dude, I'm so over this achievement, bro.
I'm over the discs in general. Like
Yeah.
last night we were doing I Am a Charity. The discs are dropping. I'm sitting there just spamming to get one of the discs. Could not get one the whole time. I finally go over and find a disc on the ground because like sometimes they just drop to the ground. I run over there. I get on the disc. I fly up. I melee the guy one time and it's over. And I was like, I'm never gonna parse on that fight ever.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know if I told you this. I don't know if we talked about this last week, but like the number one DPSs for ferals, they were actually running 13 mans.
Yeah.
Because you get the double spore guaranteed, and everyone's got enough discs to go around that everyone can get on a disc and go up there and do stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to talk my guild into doing it. They almost said yeah. Hey, what's up, table? Pod day, ultra late to the party. What's up, table? Yeah, I was actually just talking about a bunch of stuff that we were talking about in our disc. So table is pretty active on your disc too. I'm assuming yes. I know you know each other, but like
They're not active on
he knows,
my disc, but yeah, we know each other. Yeah,
he knows my buddy. That's what it is. So table and Barabas and I, what were we trying to figure out today? Oh, table brought up a really good point. This is for ferals. Apologies for your boomies. Okay, so there's a talent in our tree that increases your attack power based on the weapon. So the more attack power your weapon has, the more attack power you get because it kind of like doubles it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't double it, but it increases it. So if your weapon has gem slots, do the gem slots increase it? And if you're a jewel crafter, is that where you put your jewel crafting gem slots because they are more valuable that way? And honestly, that's like super big brain, and B, I really want to know now. And the Sims don't seem to reflect it, so we'll see.
Wait, I was like, I was in my own space for a second there. So
it's okay.
If you have gem slots in your weapon, you're wondering, do those gems benefit from the talent?
Yeah. So the talent says, oh man,
there's no way to test it, like in game. You can't.
No, because there's no. I don't know if there's any current weapons that have gem slots. Maybe there are. I just don't have them.
Yeah, there's got to be some from like TBC that you can go farm and throw one in there. I
literally don't know of a single weapon that has a gem slot. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not in game right now. I don't know, but there's got to be a weapon from TBC. You can go kill something, get a gem slot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the 2-piece proc. Oh my god. Okay, so the other thing we were talking about is I want to create a WeakAuras that tracks. Oh man, this is so in the weeds, but it's worth explaining. So remember I told you our 2-piece set bonus for tier 8 is really good?
Yeah, you swap 2-piece tier 7 for 2-piece tier 8.
2-piece is great because what it does is it allows your rake, your rip, and your lacerate, which are all bleeds, to proc clear casting. So instead of just relying on white damage for clear casting, you can now rely on those 3 abilities, which is great, except they apparently have an internal cooldown of 15 seconds. But does the internal cooldown of your rip have the same internal cooldown as your lacerate, or are they separate? Because if they're separate, let's say they all have their own internal cooldown for each one, then lacerate weaving then becomes even more of a thing because you can now run all 3, because you're gonna shift to bear and try to get that extra Omen of Clarity proc.
Yeah.
And the next question is, does it stack with your regular Omen of Clarity proc? We don't know any of this. We can't test any of this. And we want to make a WeakAuras, but the problem is
just in case.
Tracking like the origin of something doesn't seem to work correctly in WeakAuras. And I don't know if it's me. So we're trying to come up with a place that we could test it. This is so in the weeds. I apologize to anyone.
This is great because this is on the same level as me making a Abyss set for phase 2. Just in case.
Well, that's actually where it spawned from. We were talking about like, how good is the 2-piece set, and you obviously don't know, and we're not going to know until the PTR. But it would be great if we go into the PTR with the WeakAuras that we can immediately say, "Hey, this is what's happening."
We need the PTR. So while we're talking about raid, like our raid stuff from the last week, I don't know if you've experienced this, but I've seen it from other content creators too, where a lot of people are like getting quote unquote burnt out already in Nax, And
Yeah.
we lost one person 2 weeks ago. We lost two last week. We might be losing another two this week. And it's like people are saying they're burnt out. They're going to be coming back for later phases of Wrath. And I'm like, dude, this was week 7, I think, of raids. Like
Right?
we're 2 months into Wrath and you're burnt out. Like I'm loving it, dude. And I don't know what's causing people to get burnt out this quickly. Or are they just getting bored, like from having one max level 80 and only clearing Nax like in 3 hours, like 2.5 hours, like all the raids one night, 2.5 hours, that's it, and then the raid logging. I don't know what it is, but dude, it's making me sad, bro. I'm getting in my feelings right now.
I gotta tell you, I don't think it's as common as maybe it's going around, but I don't think it's that common. First of all, I agree with you. Like, we're still running Nax, we're speed running it. I'm still having fun. Like, I'm still enjoying the content, the fights, things like that. There are still achievements that I need to get, like on my main. I want to get some mounts. I want to do the immortal. I want to do we haven't even done the undying. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much to do, and which is what's great about Wrath is, like, if you're burned out on something, like I'm burned out on heroics. I'll tell you that. Like, I'm burned out. Like, I'll do the daily. Like, I was doing world tours and I regret it 100% because I'm so sick of them.
Yeah.
But like, I'll do the daily, but I'm not gonna spend all day in a heroics anymore. Like, it's just not fun. If I had an alt that was like a feral, hint hint, I'm gonna switch it. But it's sweating too much. But yeah, I would definitely do that. But like, honestly, like that's the thing that burns me out is I'm still enjoying all the raiding. I love that there's a 10-man version because 25-man, I'm like focused on my game, caffeinated up. And 10-man, I'm like, oh well, we wiped, whatever, it's not a big deal. Or I mean, God, what did we wipe on that we would wipe? But if we had a couple deaths, whatever, it's still fun. It's still like I get no loot from 10-mans. But I will tell you this: early on, like maybe 4 weeks ago, we were running 2 10-man groups easily for our raid or our guild, and now we're struggling to form a full 10.
Damn.
And I think it's because the loot isn't very valuable unless you have an alt. I do it for the emblems because I take the emblems and then I sell the the bracers.
Yeah.
For like 1 or 2K. And that's honestly like that's money in my pocket, and I'm happy with it. But like, yeah, I think people are like burned out on certain aspects. But honestly, I'm still enjoying Nax. But
yeah, me too.
in a month, am I gonna feel the same way?
I know, because we have at least a month until
I know. I'm getting
Ulduar.
on board with January, February, which sucks.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm starting to realize that's what they're gonna do. Because of Dragonblight. Stupid Dragonblight. Did you see my gesture at the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to get this out so there's no question. It's called Predatory Strikes. I'm going to read it. This is for the gemming thing. Okay. Increase your melee attack power in cat, bear, and dire bear form by 150% of your level and 20% of any attack power on your equipped weapon.
That sounds like the gems should count.
Right? But
and the
Sims don't count for it.
Can you enchant your weapon to boost that? Like a certain enchant gives extra?
So, misery? No. Something with an M. God, that's embarrassing. I don't have all the enchants memorized.
Why not?
Massacre.
What? Massacre. Okay.
So Massacre enchants a two-handed weapon to increase attack power by 110. However, nobody uses that. Instead, they use Berserking. And Berserking is enchant a melee weapon to sometimes increase your attack power by 400. So, and I believe Berserking stacks. So it should. Thank you, table.
So
there's enough of a delay.
Yeah. So Massacre gets increased by your talent? The proc?
Yeah.
So it's just from your weapon?
So Massacre is a fixed one, and Berserking is the proc one. And I think they both boost correctly. But I don't know if gems will because they're not. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense if the enchant does.
Yeah, they should.
But yeah, like it would be really nice because then you would definitely, if you're a jewel crafter, you would obviously take your 2 jewel crafting because, like, like the jewel crafting ones, they're like big. instead of putting them randomly places, you would obviously put them into your weapon just because it's double. I mean, you're not double dipping, but you're getting even more.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry guys. Any boomkins out there that like I don't care. Well, it's really interesting, and you can like next time you see a feral and he's got like garbage gems in his weapon, you'd be like, "Bro, what are you doing? Do you not know? Watch the Griffin Go show.
Yeah.
Talking shift."
Jeez, you didn't see that episode?
It's funny we do the same voice for that guy.
Yeah.
Man, come on, do it.
Everybody knows that guy. That's Kyle, dude.
Kyle. I feel bad for the Kyles out there. Sorry, Kyle.
Wait, you've got first or second Val'anyr Prio as a boomy, Garrett? Tell me you're a boomy, bro. Or that's for like your boomkin spec, not dude, like a resto spec or something?
No, I watched that video and you're like, I'm gonna get high prio and Val'anyr. No, you're not. Like,
no, I didn't say I was going to. I said
I watched the video. You were like, oh, I'll get that thing. I'm telling you, it's gonna go. It's gonna go to your holy paladin. Then it's gonna go to your holy paladin. Then it's gonna go to your priest. Then it might dip to a DPS. There's no way they're gonna give it to anybody but your holy paladins first. Like, if your guild gives it to you early, you need to let me know. I will contact them. Tell them they're idiots and yell. I'm just kidding. If you get it, awesome. But
I'm gonna do a test right now, so you're gonna have to wait for the delay on what happens here. But I'm going to Google. I'm gonna type in Val'anyr, Hammer of Ancient Kings. Tell me which class, which spec is gonna pop up when I click enter.
Holy Paladin. Holy Paladin.
And I'm gonna go to Wowhead. Because, Wowhead is an extremely trusted source. And there's going to be a screenshot of a class with Val'anyr in their hand. Just wait for it, dude. Just wait. It's coming.
You can upload those images.
But no, not anybody. No.
Oh, my God.
So this is unrefutable evidence. This is unrefutable evidence that it's Moonkin Prio. It's on Wowhead.
Oh, my God. Evo Rogue. Exactly. Oh my god. If boomkins get prioed over holy paladins, I will absolutely be astonished that boomkin is the raid leader. That's it. That's the only excuse. There's no way. The thing is made for holy paladins. It's Andy, I'm pretty sure it's Photoshop. No way. Anyone's given that thing. That's private server.
Here we go.
Found a way to generate the weapon. No, nobody's holding on to that with a boomkin.
Dude,
that's so funny though.
When I saw that the other day, I was looking it up so I could get the.
That's the argument you made.
I was getting the tooltip for the video, and I typed Val'anyr and Wowhead, and that was there, and I was like, "Yo, this is perfect."
It's like I don't know if you went through this. Were you a boomkin in Classic?
Yeah, like classic vanilla, yeah.
Did you get the staff?
ATIsh? Yeah. No, I didn't. Nope.
Of course. Why not?
Dude, it wasn't Biz, dude. Brimstone staff, bro.
Is it not even Biz for Boomy?
No.
Dude, I gotta tell you, so I was a tank in Classic, like vanilla Classic, and I wanted it because on 2 fights I heal like for Nax. So I was like, bro, I'm a healer. You got to give me that staff. Never got a single shard or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be one item I wouldn't mind farming. If you could farm that at level 80, I would absolutely farm it. That might be my new goal.
You got me thinking of like how to do that, but you can't because it's gone now.
Oh yeah, because they moved.
Nax is gone. Yeah, for a second there, I was like, wait, yeah.
That hurts my heart now that I think about it. I mean, I knew that because like our guild was like, if anybody wants to go to the FCS runs, and I was like, I'm never getting that thing, like, because they were charging. Oh yeah, it was Bis for Feral, but they were only giving it to. I think they gave it to our guild leader, who was a priest. A warlock, which I think made the most sense because wasn't the warlock buff the best?
We had warlocks with it, yeah. Warlocks and mages.
Yeah. Warlock, mage, and it goes in that order: warlock, mage, priest, and then druid. Like they were the lowest on the list. But anyway, So flashback to now. I don't know how you flashback to now.
Flash
to
forward.
Now, flash forward to now. You're not getting that thing. Just accept fate.
Dude, it makes so many people angry when I even
What?
like mention it.
When you say it,
Yeah.
I'm not even like going for it, and I'm still like, no, man. There's no way someone's handing me that thing.
Did you see how much like extra crit and haste and spell power that thing gives from the
Yeah.
second biz? Dude, come on, man.
It
Let me
is
have it.
absolutely,
Let me have it.
It is absolutely amazing. Any guild that gave it to a feral over a long-time caster or healer was grieving them for sure. Table, I never expected anybody to ever give it to me. I just wanted it. Like, it was pure greed. It was had nothing to do with, I mean, I wasn't top parsing. I mean, I was top parsing back then, but like, I was a tank 80% of the time. Like, it just wasn't needed. I was using manual crowd pummeler. It's whatever.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
whatever.
Jeez.
But I wanted it.
Crowd pummeler.
Yeah. MCP, baby. MCP.
All right, I'm trying to go through the rest of these bosses, see if anything's triggering any stories from our raid last night, like Noth.
Did you guys do the new way or the old way for Horseman?
We did not try to do like the 4-stack. We did the 3-stack and burn the 3.
They're both 3 stacks.
Well, that's
They're both 3
yeah.
stacks.
We did the normal like kill the 3 and then move to the Zaliek.
Zaliek. Yep.
Zaliek was last, not first. Yeah.
In case anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, there's a new strat. Sarth has a video, you can check it out. But essentially, instead of doing Lady B, you leave Lady B with just like a healer over there, and you send everyone to Zaliek, and you burn Zaliek. As long as you can kill Zaliek within 20 seconds, he never casts Chain Lightning, and then you drag the other 2 over to Lady B, and you can burn it down. You can't do it the other way, because if you drag a huge cluster of people over to Zaliek after you burn on Lady B, you're all going to get Chain Lightning and die. But the other way it works, the problem is you have to be able to kill Zaliek in under 20 seconds, like full stop. And if you don't have the DPS for it, it's going to be an awesome wipe. Like an awesome wipe.
Yeah. It's crazy how all these DPS checks are coming out. Like you want to meet the DPS check for Noth so they don't teleport up to the platform.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the easier ones. It took like 3 weeks maybe for us to get there.
Yeah, about there for us too, yeah.
And then like now this one comes out where you have 20 seconds to do this much DPS. It's crazy.
Okay. So, but there, you mentioned that it just like literally pops in all my head. There's so many of them now. Like even if they're not like real DPS checks, like so you've got Noth, you've got Hagen the Unqueen. We've switched it, so the casters are now outstanding in like
That's
the
what
sewer.
we do. Yep.
And and we beat the teleport on him. Remember how he teleports to the middle and then like you have to run out. We don't even do the safety dance. We just burn him. So that's a like a DPS check or whatever you want to call it. What's his name? The guy that has the live side and dead side.
Gothic,
the Harvester. We don't want him to teleport to the other side because it's just a waste of DPS. We burn him down fast, and that's a DPS check. Like they're not real DPS checks, but it's just like a reflection of how good you are. Now the 4 Horsemen DPS check is for real. Like if you don't get that DPS, it's a wipe.
That's like the Sarth 3 Drake like Zerg strat.
Yeah,
you don't make the DPS check.
You don't have it, you're dead.
Try again.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool that they have those because I think that's maybe where the people are leaving the game from. Is if you're not pushing to that level and you don't get to do those like more challenging tier versions of the fight, it does feel like the same. Imagine doing 4 Horsemen still, where you just do 2 in the front and then 1 and then 1.
Yeah.
Like maybe for a normal guild, that's fine, and I'm not criticizing you if that's how you do it. But if you're in a pumper guild and you're still doing that, you're trolling. You know what I mean? Like you're disappointed because you're like, this isn't hard anymore. Every time they give you a new Zerg strat and you get to try it, it's not just like cool. It's like, oh, cool, a challenge because Nax is not a challenge.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm trying to think what other ones are like that.
There's a couple. Grobulus, not really.
The dog.
Gluth.
The dog has. Yeah, he had before you
decimate.
Yep. Want to decimate. Yep.
Thaddeus doesn't really have one, but the faster, the less polarity shifts, so the less chance you have to move. Lotheb, the less spores you have to get. If you only have to get one spore and you don't need to move,
fun. It's a fun fight.
A noob, that was one of the first ones. So you don't have to get the.
I've literally only seen the whatever it's called one time, and it was in a 10-man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faralina, so you don't have to like mind control.
Oh, yeah. Or you don't have to explode. Yeah, there's so many. Griff, what guild are you in? My guild's name is Invincible. In name only.
Mexna kind of has some where because you don't want the web spray too many. Like you don't want the second one.
Third web spray. The third or the second?
The second one.
I don't know.
I think it's 2 now. It might have started 3, but now it's 2. Yeah.
Do you build stuff around it? So like as a feral, because you're doing hot or dots on people. When I see the web spray coming, my biggest priority is to get my bleeds up, because if the bleeds fall off while I'm wrapped, I'm garbage. And since you only get wrapped once now, it's like more fun. Like boop, 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 boop. But you're right. Like we used to get wrapped twice a couple weeks ago.
Yep. So like I always just make sure Insect Swarm and Moonfire are up before I get wrapped. Yeah.
What else?
Resuvius, not so much.
No,
4 Horsemen Saf.
Taking spank.
I mean, Saf air phases. You can maybe.
We only get 1 air phase.
Yeah, you might give that a DPS check. Like only 1 instead of 2.
Like KT being shorter is great, and you get less mind controls, but there's no like race to hurry up and get it faster.
Yeah.
But still, we named like 8 or 9.
Yeah, there's a lot of bosses.
There's like a kind of a fake DPS check. But yeah. If I was invincible. Sorry. my guild name.
All right. A noob. I'm trying to think of any other stories from the raid from last night. Mexna, it was kind of hard being on web wrap duty. I know people get really upset if they get wrapped and they're not instantly broken out, but I was on the wrap duty and I was like, all right, where did these wraps go? Because we're tanking the boss right next to the wall, so all the legs are in the way, all the players are in the way, and I'm like, where is this little tiny person that's web wrapped around the outside of the room?
Do you have people call for the web wraps? Even though, like, it's, whatever.
Oh, like, while I'm, like, running over there, nitro boosting to try to, like, break them out? Like, break me out!
So I got web wrapped this week, which is my first time in a while. Like, I usually don't get web wrapped. And I got there, and, like, there's nothing you could do. You just web wrapped. And I watched, I'm not calling anybody out. For all I know, there was something there. I watched a hunter run over to me and then DPS, and I'm like, bro, your range, just turn around and shoot me. I was like, I don't know. I don't know what was going on. Maybe there's something more, involved. But I'm sitting there and like when I get web wrapped, I say nothing because I don't want to be that guy who's like, "Come on, I'm web wrapped. Let's go."
See, I'm freaking out so the stream can hear, but I'm not freaking out like over comms. I'm not like, "Come on, guys." Yeah. But I'll sit there and I'll be like, "Dude, I've been sat here for 5 seconds. It's 10 seconds. Who the fuck is gonna get me out? I'm here for 20 seconds."
I mean, I was wrapped for maybe 4 seconds, and I was still like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, because I mean, there's even a slight delay once you're like in the wrap before your wrap can get targeted to get broken out of. Which
and Andy makes a good point. I know Andy pretty much said the same thing. Like you can't even unwrap them right away. And I say nothing because I don't want to be a guy who's just like pissing someone off. Just because like you lost your parse. You lost your parse. Yeah. Whatever, man. Get over it. It's over. But yeah, I mean, but it happens. Like, and it's funny you say that. So like on stream, like so I've actually been called out. I was streaming doing heroics and
oh gosh, heroics. Somebody took heroics serious.
No, I was taking heroics seriously because I was like, oh wait, okay, I wasn't taking heroics seriously. But you know how like when you're in stream, you feel like as a streamer, you're talking to your people that are watching, and you're like, oh, come on, let's go, like, or you're critiquing people in your 5-man.
Oh yeah.
And so if you guys don't know at home, we'll call it, you have a thing called Savage Roar. The Savage Roar is a debuff or a buff you have to keep up on yourself, and it increases your damage by 33%. And what you'll do is right before a boss fight, the last guy, you'll save all of your combo points and pop Savage Roar. And then what will happen is your paladin will turn, sit down, and just chill out for 45 seconds because he hates you. And I'll get so worked up because like I put so much time into getting this stupid buff prepped for the final boss. And so on stream I'll be like, come on, let's go. And someone was like, you need to calm down, people, and I'm like, you're right. But I don't mean it. I want you guys to know I don't really care. It is a heroic. I don't care. But at the same time, like, I've talked about this many times with friends and other people on stream. I don't get the pause before a boss. Like you're gonna say, oh, you got to check the mana of the healer. I check the mana of the healer. They're full. I pop out and innervate them, and I'm like, okay, there's no excuses. And it's one thing paladins, because paladins sometimes they'll wait for plea or wings or something like that. But like I've had DKs do it. I've had bears do it, and I'm like, oh man, what are we doing? And I can't express to you how frustrating it is, because you put so much effort into getting that buff ready to go, and yeah, it doesn't happen, and I get worked up over it. But like at the same time, I don't care. Like I need everybody to know that I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm fine. But if you've been a feral, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you can feel it. Like you can feel like I don't know. You have anything like that? You have nothing like that. I'm trying to think if you have anything that's like.
We kind of like that pause.
If you get like a solar proc, like you get a solar proc, like right before like a mob dies, you're about to fight a boss, and you're like, oh, I've got a full 15-second solar, go, and they just sit down, and they're just like do, and then they do. Okay, here's the thing that sets me off. So you're sitting down in a heroic, and you're like, go, and they do the R question mark. And you're like, just go. Do you know what the R question mark is? Yeah,
is everybody ready? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's a heroic. I'm like, I never say anything. I'm very nice. Pause before the boss. I'm sorry, I'm very animated because this is like the thing that triggers me.
See, I knew if
let it go.
If I started talking about my raid night, then I knew you would start to talk about yours, because you didn't want to at first. You were like, "Oh
well,
no,
I'm not going to talk about my raid night."
Well, I mean, you have already a little bit, but now
this is just heroics. This is heroics. If anybody's watching the stream that is part of my raid, and I don't think it is, because this isn't on my stream, so a lot of people don't know. They don't have any way of seeing this.
Yeah, you didn't promote it at all. Thanks.
There is, dude, I've been busy. I should have probably promoted it a little bit. Anyway, I probably should have linked it and then thrown it up here.
You didn't put it in your Discord?
I will.
Oh my gosh.
The Griff weave thing. I put that in my innervate macro. That's actually not a bad idea. Because why not, right? Why not? Anyway, sorry. I wish I could. I'm gonna offline. I will tell you the story of what upset me this week.
Oh gosh!
This is what I'll tell you. Things do not upset me about the game. Like if you are a bad player and you suck, I don't even care. Like I don't care. Whatever, I don't care. If you are a good player, I don't care. It's the other half. It's when people bring like just stuff into the game that I'm just like, oh my god, I don't care. I don't care. See, sorry, like I gotta tell you later, but I'm not gonna tell you on stream.
Yeah,
this is recorded.
I don't really care about like individual people. It's just like I will remember like the spec, but I don't remember like the player's name most of the time.
Really?
Like if somebody messes up a mechanic, I'm like, yo, dude, this mage, what the fuck, man? But it's never like, yo, this specific person. Like I haven't been. Guild? Yeah, I haven't even been thinking about like names and stuff. Like I don't know. Because
I know all my guildies, and I think they're all cool people.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like I think they're cool. I think it's it's a fun group. Man, I'm not gonna say it, but like just I wish I could tell you how frustrating it is, because like I can't. I'm not gonna say it. I'm trying to dance around it, and I can't see any way to dance around it without like kind of just calling out. I will tell you private.
Okay.
But yeah, what's up?
What's up? Vesuvius. Okay, we've got down to Vesuvius.
How do you like Vesuvius?
We had a rough Vesuvius, and it was kind of like my Lotheb last week, and what we were talking about earlier. Vesuvius got messed up, and the person that messed up took it out on themselves more than anybody else in the raid, like combined. Yeah. All 24 other people. Like we were chill about it, and they were beating themselves up over about it. And like at first, I was like, man, like that's like people are dying. Like what the fuck is going on? But then like once I realized like they made an honest mistake, everybody was like, dude, like don't worry about it. But they were beating themselves up, and I was like, bro, like it's fine, bro. And like they whispered to me, they're like, dude, sorry. like, sorry, like the fight got fucked, and I was like, dude, like, don't worry about it, bro. Like,
Yeah, but
I don't care that
because
much.
you get
Like,
it, like you get it. You know, like you've been in that situation where
mhm.
like
And everybody's been
I've
there.
done it.
Yeah.
Especially as a tank, like when I screw up as a tank, a lot of times it'll cause a wipe, and I'm like the first one to be like, "I am so sorry, guys.
Mhm.
That was me." And it sucks because like most people are just like, "Let's go, let's move on," but you can't. You're like, "Oh my god, I can't."
Yeah. So
And what
like,
sucks about that is like it's the priests. I've talked about this before. Priests doing tanking jobs is so unique. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like you are giving a class that doesn't do a class to do the class. So like on that, you're like you give them that a lot of leeway because you're like, I get it. But yeah, that one I feel bad when you don't want to get
Yeah.
mad at the priest because then they won't heal you.
They won't give me PI. Wink, wink. Give
Yeah,
me.
there you go.
I need my PIs.
We had a Vesuvius problem, sort of. We only have two priests in our group. One's our I think our uh, whatever your bubble priest disc,
Yeah.
and the other one's our shadow. And our
Hmm.
shadow priest was playing from like bad Wi-Fi, kept getting disconnected,
Oof.
and we were like, "What are we supposed to do if she can't come back? You know,
Yeah.
like you can't do that without two priests."
I think you
And
can.
I was how? Because I was actually trying to rack my brain. How do you do that with only one
I
priest?
had heard hunters
You
can
tank
maybe
it.
hunters can kite or something. They can use something, but I'm butchering this, but somehow a hunter I think can do it. Don't quote me here, but I don't know if there's a video out there that explains what it is. But
Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
I've
I
heard
was wondering like
hunters
what could we
can.
do?
Yeah.
And what all I was thinking was you could have a tank the rest of them like you do anyway, and then just have the shadow priest constantly swapping different targets or whoever the priest the one priest and just constantly changing. But man, that sounds like so much work. And yeah, I'm glad we didn't have to. Everything worked out. We were fine. But like, whew.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, Four Horsemen, we didn't try the new strat. Saf, we've been Saf, dude. I carried the fucking decurse and I was proud. I had my chest puffed out after the fight. I was like, let me look at this log. Let me see how many decurses I had on this fight compared to everybody.
Did
And
you did you then link it in the chat?
I'm
Like,
gonna I'm
look
gonna
at me. Look how many I decurse. You
oh,
should
I
have.
think I said something. Maybe it was a different fight because this was only 13. I had 13. Resto Druid had 9. Mage had 3. But 52% of the decurses I got to. So
That actually is pretty high, especially if you have a resto druid.
well, maybe it
Because
was
it's kind of like
Noth.
their thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I had volunteered for it, so let me see
Yeah.
the Noth. Noth, that's what it was. I had 10. Resto Druid 2. A Mage had 1. I was like, yes.
Do you think how important is the Saf one?
The Saf, like it's what it heals them. It's a life drain debuff, right?
I
So
don't know.
it
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
in
Yeah,
10
because
man.
I had it on me forever the
Yeah,
other night. I was like, man, this thing is not removing from me. But
in
I
in
wasn't about to ship out.
in 10 man on the beta, I DC'd for Saf, and I was the only player that could decurse, and the other 9 players down Saf after I DC'd. Like at the very start of the fight, like I DC'd during the pool.
So it's
And
doable, but
yeah,
just not.
they did that way back when. So it might add a couple seconds to the fight length or something. I don't know how long the curse even lasts
Well, I mean,
and how much HP
you're,
each curse gives.
that's 13 GCDs just from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so how many more damage? I mean, it's maybe at least 6 or 7 casts. I don't know. It'd probably still better just to decurse, to be honest. But like,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a line somewhere where you're like, nope, too much.
I mean, it should be a healer's job. Don't quote me there, but
Yeah, no, I mean,
I
it
volunteered.
is.
I volunteered.
100%. I 100% agree. It should be a healer's job.
I was fine with it.
Because the healers, I think it's like a mentality too. Healers don't like to decur. I mean, some of them do, but like, it keeps you from having to heal if you just remove the thing that's doing the damage.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it doesn't help your parses.
Mhm.
So as a healer, if you're trying to parse, you just leave them up and just throw those heals.
Healer
But yeah.
parsing. Ugh.
Oh, come on. You never healed before. There's nothing to do as a healer except brag about your 99 parses. Like literally.
I
Oh, see, there you go. Look, it can proc Omen. So maybe I should be removing curses.
oh remove card, yeah. And what is it? The abolish poison can too, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That makes. I mean, those make sense. I don't ever do them. It's like people that like. I don't know if you know this, but God, what's it called? Nature's Grasp can proc it. So like every once in a while, I'll pop Nature's Grasp. Like I wish I did it frequently, but it's kind of weird
Huh.
cooldown. It's like a 1 minute cooldown.
Yeah. Huh.
So
So even if you get like cleaved and it just gets rid of one of the charges, it can proc omen.
no, it's when you put it on, when you apply
Oh,
it.
when you apply it, not when it actually gets
Yeah,
one of the things removed. Okay.
yeah, that'd be cool if it was like
Yeah, I was like, wait, dude, like just
I'd keep it up all the
three
time.
three extra chances for omen to proc.
What
Yeah.
fight? Let's say it did do that. What fight would be like the most beneficial?
I mean, what the shortest one, right? It would be
No,
like,
I mean try to think. No, I mean like if taking damage would trigger the
oh,
Nature's Grasp, and that did cause the proc. What fight? I'm trying to think of any fight where you take like
it's
I guess
almost.
Fairlina maybe.
I don't know. It's almost like Alkin Frenzy for Moonkins. Like you have to get hit to get the
Yeah,
Alkin Frenzy proc. So like you need an ad to hit you.
yeah.
So
So you're trying to like
yeah,
steal threat from a tank like a
yeah. It's like
dick.
I'm trying to Starfall Gluth to get a skeleton to come over and smack me, so it can't get kited around. Like Lotheb. Mm.
Hey, Table Slam. Table Slam, do you see you just got a shout out on my Discord? Sorry, I don't mean to jump around. Big shout out to Table Slam who does YouTube, who does feral videos.
Oh,
If you guys
snap.
don't know, I have a lot of competition. I have we already talked about Smash Paw, Table Slam. I bet I'm almost positive Bear Biz does videos.
Hmm.
Lots of ferals out there. And so I have no problem sharing the limelight, these very small, tiny limelight that I get.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know Table Slam, you should follow him on YouTube. Check him out.
The
Yeah, yeah,
only the only competition, quote unquote, that I have is like Crix has made one Boomy video, I think, since launch.
yeah.
Um,
Careful.
there's
He can take you out like that, man. You
oh
gotta
no,
watch
he
out.
called me out, so I could talk as much
Oh,
shit
okay.
about him as I want. But and then there's a couple of Moonkins that like they posted like the solo videos of the ZG bosses. Maybe not the Raptor, but a lot of like Tiger videos, a lot of Anzu videos, a couple of the heroic Magister's Terrace, but like they didn't like explain it, break it down and stuff. So that's where
Yeah.
like mine's kind of different. But yeah, there's a couple Moonkins out there that are putting videos out. So if you search YouTube, you can find some stuff usually that's not just me, you know, like
Yeah.
but there's nobody making guides and stuff like that, I don't think. Other
Yeah,
than
I've
other than
got
me.
rugs to compete with. Like
Yeah.
rugs. When I say compete, I don't compete with it. I mean, like technically, Scotty J is also like my competition, but like Scotty J does like every class now, and he does general videos now, which obviously makes him just a ton more money. So
Yeah.
good on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've got rugs, but rugs luckily has started to lean more DK. So like I don't
Hmm.
really have. I mean, like he still does videos and whatever, but yeah. Because I mean, like if you guys don't know, this is more of like inside baseball, but like if you want to make a lot of money on YouTube, picking a niche class like we do, like Go and I, is dumb. It is super dumb because we're limited to only people interested in one class and usually one spec.
Of one little
Um,
game. Like
yeah, of a very small game. But like what Scotty J and Crix and them do, they try to do more general videos, which benefits them because they get more content and stuff like that. But it makes you not be able to usually go into detail. Like Sarth does a lot of DK videos, so he still kind of has that, but he also does like general videos. I'm trying to do more general videos specific to ferals, but it's harder. I get people calling me out like, "Oh, you sold out" because I make like a video about something that's not specific to ferals, and I'm like,
yeah.
"I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to inform you guys." Like technically, the macro one was non-feral specific. I don't know.
Which macro one? Oh,
The
yeah,
macro
yeah, okay.
modification.
I was thinking weak
Yeah,
aura. I
exactly,
got weak aura and
exactly.
macro mixed
No,
up.
the WeakAuras is 100% feral.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like the macro,
Hmm.
like I don't think anybody cares because it's relatable to ferals, so everyone's fine. But like when I make like a video about I don't know. People just call me out on the weird stuff. I'm over it. I don't read the comments too hard anymore. I've eased off because like people are mean. But
Yeah,
but
yeah.
anyway. But yeah, I don't know. Like, do you regret picking a very specific niche class, or do you prefer it?
No, I love it. I wouldn't change it at all because I love just dumping all of my focus into one thing and trying to get the most out of it. If I was trying to do multiple things like multiple specs, I wouldn't be able to do as in-depth stuff as I do for Moonkin. So there's
Yeah.
like that's why I'm like people are like, dude, you're crazy. Like you don't play any other ults. Like you have 6 Moonkins. It's like yeah, I have 6 because
Six
I'm trying to
Moonkins.
test all these different things. Like I want to have an alliance. I want to have a horde. I want to level up as balance. I want to have one with these professions to gather. I want like there's so many different things, and I can't have them all in one tune. So I have to make all these alts and try stuff out.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I don't go nearly as bad. I have 2 ferals, or I have 2 druids, and I'm happy with it. Like I can test a lot with my 1 feral, but I wouldn't mind having like a second feral, just so I can like try specs without having to like respec constantly.
Yeah.
Because like I can't remember what spec it was, but like I was changing it like 3 or 4 times, and then I had to raid, and I had to like go back, and then it sucked. But what are you gonna do? But if you have like multiple, you're like, oh, I'll try it on the alt because who cares? It's just an alt.
Yeah.
It's a junker.
All right. I need you to carry the podcast here for a minute. I got to go pee.
Oh my god, I got this. Okay, I'm gonna tell a story.
Any other stuff that you've been doing this week in WoW? Because I've
Yeah.
got some stuff to talk about with alts when I get back, but
Okay.
I just got to break the seal. I'll be back.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. So let's see what to talk about. Maybe I'll talk about something boomy related. So I don't know if you guys know, we've been talking about idle swapping, and ferals have been trying it too. It's not as effective, I don't think, as boomkins. I don't know what boomkins do, but ferals. So there is idle swapping. So there's an idle for shred. There's an idle for rip. There's technically an idle for bear weaving, and I think there's going to be a 4th idle. And people are trying to talk about swapping all 4. I'm not going to do it. Mostly because the DPS gain is so minimal that I just don't see the use in it for feral. I don't know if boomkins have the same problem. But like I don't know. Maybe in the future. I cannot wait for Ulduar. There's so much cool stuff coming. I'm so excited. But yeah, like honestly, that's the big thing I want to talk about is like I really want to start getting into phase 2 stuff, but like we don't know when it's coming out. So did you guys see that leak? Apparently there's a fake leak that says it's coming out January 9th. But it's a fake leak, 100%. But at the same time, I really hope it's earlier than later. I don't know. I don't know what to talk about with Boomkins. You guys are a different crowd. You guys always out DPS me, except on trash. What's that about? Where's the Starfires on trash, guys? Huh? Huh? Where's the Starfires? It's weird having hold on. There's TBC idol with the Agi proc on Mangle, and then the Maul idol from Venture Bay. Yeah. So the Maul one is the one I can't say. It's like idol of precapitation. I don't know. It's a word that I didn't know existed until that idol came into my life. But yeah, yeah, the Agi one on the Mangle, which is also I think a bear one because you should be mangling in bear form. That's just nuts, man. Like trying to juggle all 4 of those, hard pass. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna type in. You can't see it, my Google search. I'm gonna look up Wrath Leap Phase 2. You can type that in too if you want.
Oh, you mean the January 9th?
Yeah, it's fake, right? It's 100% fake.
It was a Monday. Like, huh? It did say
Perspicacious. Thank you for breaking it up for me, Table.
I think we'll know tomorrow.
You troll.
Because that same leak said a classic Season of Mastery Phase 2 was going to start tomorrow. So
yeah, that's the reason why people think it's fake, because November 17th, Season 2 is supposed to start, and nobody's even heard anything about Season of Mastery Season 2.
yeah. So tomorrow when we wake up, if there's a Season of Mastery 2, then all of a sudden January 9th...
January 9th is the date.
It's looking plausible.
Are you going to do the Pilgrim's Bounty stuff?
I don't even know what that is, but I've never been one to do the world events. I admit I've never been interested in the achievements. The only thing I do those for is for a consumable or something. So like the Halloween event,
Apparently,
I got the
apparently-
candies.
it's got the Biss caster food.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm literally stealing
Is
it
it
from Scotty J's clip that he put out 5 minutes ago.
for just like mana regen? Is it a percentage based mana regen? Is that it, or is it
No,
spell
it can't
power?
possibly, because no one would care.
Well, percentage
Hold on.
stuff. I've heard for like speed running, percentage based food and mana regen is like Biss. So you want to stock up on it if you're speed running, because it's better than the 19,000 mana or whatever the water gives over 30 seconds.
Hold on, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to find like. Okay, I found a guide. There are pets called a frightened bush chicken,
Yeah.
turkey cage.
Ooh, wait, chicken? You said? Okay.
Yeah, pilgrim's hat, attire, dress, robe, boots,
Yeah.
and recipes. Candied sweet potato. That's just haste. It just says gain haste for 60 minutes. Doesn't say what it is. Gain versatility. This has got to be old. I'm gonna have to like find the original Wrath one, or I could watch Scotty J's, but I really don't want to.
When did
Not
you
because
put
I don't
that
want to
up?
watch Scotty J's. 5 minutes ago. I
Oh,
refreshed my
5
YouTube and I
minutes
was
ago.
like,
Okay.
I
I'll watch
forgot
it.
about
I'll
Pilgrim's
watch it,
Bounty. All right,
I
I'm
saw
gonna
it.
watch it later.
I saw it was coming up. It's the 16th now, so it's got to be coming up in like a week or two.
Oh, okay. I think I found it. Oh my gosh, it's the worst guide. Okay, bountiful tables. Really, just trying to find the food.
Yeah.
Passing the cranberries. Because I feel like you're gonna want this.
Oh, I would absolutely, because I stocked up on those candies,
I
the
know,
cinnamon
it's the same
balls,
idea.
and nobody else in the raid I don't think did.
I did. I stacked. I got all that stuff, and then never did anything with it because the only thing that mattered was hit, and I was already hit cap.
Yeah, melee wasn't really good for.
I don't see anything. You're gonna have to figure that out on your own.
Yeah.
I'm putting that on you.
Oh, dude, I'll look at it. Do I need to make a reaction video? Scotty J's guide just showed everybody how to get.
Probably.
I can't do that.
Oh my god, we should do reaction videos. So like,
Oh Lord, we can do that on
that'd
yours
be fun.
next week. Yeah.
no. What do you want to react to?
I don't know.
Other people's videos. I feel like a lot of people hate that. Like when you react to their video.
Dude.
I remember I was talking to how Meta Goblin, and he was talking about how Stay Safe was reacting to his videos.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you know how much money I make from that? Nothing.
Oh yeah.
he was so mad. I was like, well, I just thought it was cool that like, you're getting shouted out. And he's like, yeah, but like he doesn't link it, he just says it.
The
Sausages
sausages.
are
Yeah.
Midsummers.
Yeah. Any of those food buffs, I'm
40
getting them.
hit rating. Is that the one? 40 hit
40.
rating? Would that be good?
Dude, like the Halloween ones only gave 20.
40 spirit?
40 spirits, some spell power, yeah.
47 spell power?
Yeah, I mean, if it overlaps the food buff, then I want to say the current food buff gives like 46 from a fish feast. But that's
What about
one
40 haste rating?
haste. Yeah, dude, like all the if everything stacks, it's going to be big. But if you have to pick only one, like you could pick spell power, but yeah,
I don't
it's
see
just
spell power
it depends on how much
if it stack, no, it won't stack because it's cooking.
Hmm.
I forgot about all this. I remember now, like all the stuff set up at the turkey place.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing. I'd have to watch this video. But yeah, like I was at work yesterday, and I have Twitch, like the app on my phone. I was looking at Twitch to see like what was going on, who was live and everything, and I see my face on Twitch on Starth's stream, and I was like,
Oh, nice.
I was like, wait, what? I was like, what is he watching? He was watching like the Scotty J video that Scotty did of the Warcraft Reloaded podcast that I was on. So it was like me, Scotty J, Bob, and Melorina. And
That's Inception level, man.
Yeah, Sarth was watching that, and I was watching Sarth watch that. But I wasn't like reacting to it, you know. No, I was at work, dude. Like I'm sitting there, like
if you were streaming it, because then I could have watched it. I would have watched you streaming Sarth, streaming Scotty J with a video about you.
Yeah, and I was like, that's kind of cool, like, because I've only like been with Sarth like once for the deep dive, the boomy deep dive, and that was pretty
I
cool.
remember that.
Yeah, but
Yep.
I think he's a cool dude. So yeah, that was just something neat while I was at work. All right,
Kind
so
of cool. It's always good to hear about. Like I get some people like message me like, "Hey, so and so's talking about you," and I'm like, "Is it good or bad?" And they're like, "It's good." I'm like, "Cool."
yeah,
Like,
let them talk.
yeah,
If
yeah,
not, where's the link? What are they saying?
yeah. Let me represent myself here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
because I think Starth has mentioned me a couple times, but I don't. I mean, it's cool. I just don't know. Like, am I supposed to like hop on and say thank you, or
Yeah.
I just chill? But yeah. All right, what else you got? Alts. Talk about your alts.
Yeah,
Let's
my
hear it.
alt. I have a level 36 now, Balance Druid, and I've leveled it up from 29 to 36 over the last like 2 weeks. And it was spec Feral in TBC. I leveled up to 29 as Feral, and then the pre-patch came. I logged onto it. I just threw random Feral talent points in there, and I tried to do the same thing that I was doing up to 29, which was like solo dungeon trash. And I put the new talents in there. I went back into RFK because I'm Horde, and I couldn't do the trash as easy as I could in TBC. So I was like, man, like this sucks. So like I kind of logged off on it. It just sat outside RFK for a while. Well, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, I was like, I'm gonna respec this to balance and level this up as balance, but still try to do it in dungeons. So I like went to 80 upgrades, and I was like, picking out all the best pieces for a level 29, which that was kind of fun. So like a lot of heirloom pieces, like double trinket heirloom, weapon, chest, shoulders. I think that's it. And then I filled in all the other spots with like dungeon loot. So there was like a piece from RFC, even. I think that was still relevant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it might have been like bracers or something. So like I went to almost all the lower level dungeons. I went to Wailing Caverns. There was a couple pieces from there. BFD. I traveled over there.
I guess at 29, there's not a lot of blue sources, so anything
Yeah,
from old dungeons is probably pretty good.
and a lot of the pieces that are blue are like the heirloom slots. So like there's a lot of weapons, shoulders, chests, and I just didn't get any of those. But there was a piece in RFK. Um, it was from a rare spawn. That was the hardest piece for me to get so far. It was a helmet, and it was from a rare. So it took like 20 runs or something for me to
Wait,
get it.
why were you farming pieces? Why didn't you just play? Like,
Because
what was the advantage
so
farming those pieces?
I had a full feral set. So I had to get the spell power intellect pieces so that I could continue to like level up and get beefier and beefier. And yeah, I had to
You did the
go
whole thing as Boomkin?
do it all as balance for now because I can't have Boomkin form yet. But yeah. So
I wouldn't offend you by saying that.
I just had to
Boomkin
clarify.
without the Boomkin?
Yeah,
No, I understand.
it's only a balance druid. But yeah, so the more recent dungeon is Scarlet Monastery. So
yeah.
I went into graveyard, I cleared like full graveyard, and I've been in library for the last couple levels. And today, while I was at work, I finally cleared library so I could get the key solo. And that's
right.
that's a hard one to do because the trash respawns so quick in that first hallway.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't solo stuff that like especially at that low. Because what level are you at that point?
I was 32 or 33 when I started.
Not even high enough to like. It's like level 34 content.
Yeah. And I was like, so like by the time I would clear the first hallway and the first like courtyard to get to the first boss, like the whole first hallway is kind of like starting to respawn. It's good XP though. Don't get me wrong, it's slow, but it's good XP.
You're soloing your level content.
Mm-hmm.
You know do you know what I'm saying? Like it should be amazing XP.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's good. And I did kill the first boss once. I'm like
Who's the first boss? I've heard of
the
first boss in
Houndmaster.
Spore.
So there's 3
Oh, right, right.
dogs.
So you get the whistle. Get the whistle, man.
The whistle did drop. Yeah, I just vendored it, but there's
What?
there's 3 dogs and the boss. So that was
Mhm.
kind of tricky because I'm taking a lot of melee hits. I've got a lot of cloth gear on. But I did it once and I tried to do it again and I died and I was like, screw this. I did it once. I don't even have to do this anymore. I can just skip, try to get to the end, kill the caster at the end. So I did that
super
today.
easy to kill.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you kill the caster? Like, sorry, what I mean is he does the explosion thing. What do you do?
You just run, you just range it, you outrange the Nova,
Oh, so
the blast wave or whatever.
He goes right to the middle, doesn't he?
No, he didn't even teleport. No.
Oh, really?
He like came up to me after I engaged the fight and was kind of like meleeing me, and then he has a silence that was pretty brutal. It's like a 9 or 10 second silence every like 15 seconds. So I've got like a 5 second window between silences to like get my dots up, get a hot up, and try to kite him away.
At that level, what's your rotation? Like you can't have everything, so you've got maybe Starfire, Moonfire,
It's weird.
Wrath.
Because glyphs too, the glyphs aren't great.
Oh yeah.
I finally bought glyphs.
But you have them. You have them. That's
yeah,
the thing.
I got the insect swarm glyph and the starfire glyph. So I'm putting insect swarm, moonfire up, and then I'm just trying to starfire to increase.
You already have Starfire at 35.
Starfire, yeah. Starfall, no.
Oh, I'm thinking Starfall.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, I was like, dude, that's stupid, bro. Okay.
Yeah. So
when does Starfall actually come out? Like, what's the level for it?
It's the bottom talent in the balance tree. So however many points.
Oh, that's right. It's a talent.
Is that 51? Because you start at you need 41 points and you start at 10.
Yeah,
something like that. 51 or something.
I think I have the talent tree out. Let me look.
I keep thinking that like I keep thinking my camera's not on.
It technically is not.
It is on. Okay.
I watch a delayed reaction of you, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we should do in the future is spoof both of our cameras off of Discord so we can both see each other.
Yeah.
Because this is how it was with you too. Like you couldn't see me.
Yeah. I think,
we're gonna fix that because it's hard to react when I can't see you and I'm like, oh, he laughed at that. Oh, he did think it was funny. Oh, okay. Oh, he's drinking Bud Light. That's so fantastic. I
tried to turn the logo around. So one thing Sarth said when I was like eavesdropping on his stream yesterday was like, oh, there goes Go drinking his IPA. And I wanted to comment like, dude, it's not an IPA. I hate IPAs. But
what's your drink then?
I mean, it's just, you had it right. It's a Bud Light, but that's not an IPA. Like,
I mean, that's what I saw.
It's usually like a lager or something. Yeah.
I used to be a bartender, so I can spot a beer from a mile away, like the brand and everything. Yeah. Clearly. Okay, I'm trying to put points into the balance tree to see how many points you need to get.
I'll just see what level you'll be. I think it's 51. But that's what I'm excited for. Getting up to whatever that level is and trying to AoE. And just see how much I can pull.
It's 51 talents, so you need
51
level 60.
talents. 60, okay. Yeah, so as soon as I get Outlands, I'm pulling everything I can.
Yeah, like you do already when you run Hellfire Peninsula at level 80.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Plus, then you can see his beard. Wait, hold on. What is that? Oh, because the delay in the camera. Yeah, it's weird because so if you guys don't know, like we're on Discord talking, but I can't see him because you can only have your camera focusing on one thing, and his camera is currently pointed at his recording system. So I can only see the delayed thing. So I'm looking at us, and it's 30 seconds behind. So I end up watching myself, and I'm like, oh, why am I gesturing so much?
That's how it's been on every podcast I've been on. Is whoever's hosting is always like you can't see their camera. But yeah, like I was thinking about it today too. Like we should just get on a call and screen grab 2 things off of
both
Discord.
Of them. Yeah. It's not a big deal because you do that anyway when you have 3 people on. You're grabbing multiple spots for sure. I'm gonna do that 100%.
We'll set it up.
I'll figure it out, and then we'll get on at like 12 o'clock at night, and I'll test it, and I'll be like, yeah, does this work?
For 5 minutes, yeah. Your head will be on your keyboard.
And then the next day, you'll be like, it's not set up. I swear I set this up.
Yeah.
You can't switch screens because it's just blank for you.
But yeah, the only other dungeon I did was Nomer. I'm glad I put that in the little notes there, because getting to Nomer as a Horde player when I didn't have flight paths, that sucked. I ran from Undercity down to Nomer.
Yeah.
That was a trek.
Wait, isn't there a portal?
A portal for Horde to get to Nomer?
Directly to Nomerigan. I'm almost positive.
If you, I don't even want to know the answer to this. Stop looking it
on.
up. No, close your browser. I don't want to know because it's gonna make me mad. Because
I'm almost positive.
I spent so
For
much
Horde
time
to get to American, they actually teleport through a short quest chain.
to get to American.
Head to the engineering shop in Orgrimmar and speak to Savik. Speak to Scooty and complete the quest, and it follows up Nomergoon, and you'll be beamed into Nomerigan.
Wait, what patch is that though?
This is like classic.
I can teleport. You gotta send me that. There's no way.
I
No
know
way.
for a fact because I remember because remember, Ferals had to farm Nomerigan.
Yeah. For
And
Manual
so
Crowd
there's no
Pummeler, yeah.
way they were doing the long run out there. They take the teleport.
Jeez, dude. I'd never heard of a teleport.
Nomerigan, yeah, because you have to farm it as a Feral boom or not Feral boomy, a Feral Torrent. Yeah, and there's no way they're gonna do that farm because you have to farm almost every day. So like, there's no way they're gonna do that same long walk from
Season of
wherever you're
Mastery?
coming. Yeah, it's the same thing though.
No,
It
yeah.
works, trust me. Do the
Engineering.
quest really quick. Do it live. I'll watch.
Do it live. Oh my goodness. Navigating
With
Nomer.
me not on here.
How far down was it?
Scroll down. Wait, did I say the right
Instant
link?
map.
Scroll down.
Recommended group comp.
Oh, I can't see because it's delayed. Just look for the place where it says. Look for the comments. It's in the comments. I'm almost guaranteed.
In the comments.
Yeah.
Discombobulator Ray? No.
No, keep going. I'm seeing late, so I'm seeing like the pummeler, all the bosses. Both faction quests, Horde only quests. When you do the scene swap to the browser view, yeah, he knows that I'm
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
You can't see my adorable,
I
chubby
know.
little
I know.
face. It's too
I
bad.
gotta like go back to this one, but
And fix it.
I couldn't. I didn't see it. Where you just saw it? Where was it at?
I'll hold on. I'm gonna pull it back up, and I'll tell you where. Let me hold your hand through this whole experience,
dude. You know my experience with add-ons, bro. This is the same thing. Like,
okay,
I can't do it.
Let me see. Actually, I might have
The
1
following
second.
navigating.
Yeah.
How to get to. Oh,
There you
engineering.
go.
Oh, they can actually teleport through a short quest chain. I see it now. For Horde, head to the engineering shop in Orgrimmar and speak to Savik. Okay. Give you the quest.
Yeah.
Okay. Chief
Chief
Engineer
Engineer
Scooty.
Scooty at level 20. Now head over to Ratchet and take the boat to Booty Bay. You'll find Scooty along the docks on the lower floor close to the inn. Speak to Scooty and complete the quest in its follow-up, Nomergoon, and you'll get beamed up to Nomerigan with the help of Goblin Transponder. Yeah.
Is
there you
that the little thing that's on the ground? So it's not like an actual item
go.
that I
like when
get?
you're walking to like the inn in the back, there's something to
Yeah.
the left over there. Like if you're underneath the shark and it's left, that's what it is.
So
It's the
I just have to
teleport
get to Booty Bay to get to Nomer. Okay. Yeah, that would have been nice to know about 5 days ago.
Hey man, you should have asked me. That's why
I
we do
know.
podcasts,
I know.
okay?
Yeah, now
To
everybody else knows.
educate the masses on dead content that nobody plays anymore, because that's what's important.
Wait, I had to get there to get the boots off of. I wanted to say Viscidus.
Had to.
What's the?
I think that's right. Viscous.
No,
Yeah.
that's
He
the
also-
AQ boss. It can't be the same name.
I don't know. You have the Nomerian open. Just
I already closed it.
Oh my gosh. His name is
Viscidius?
Viscous Fallout.
Viscous Fallout? Okay,
For the
yeah.
acidic walkers. However, he also drops Hydrocane that has the underwater breathing.
Yeah, I got that the first time I did it, and then trying to get out of there, I think I just logged out for 5 minutes and got teleported out. And then I went back in, and I think I got it the second try. Yeah.
Because
I
everyone
know.
had to kill it.
I know.
I actually, that's one of the things I really miss. And I don't want to like focus on like Blizzard's bad choices, but Like leveling using the dungeon finder is like a dream. And the only thing that sucks is like when you get a bad group.
Yeah.
But like being teleported right to an instance so you could just farm instances makes alt leveling so much more fun.
Yeah. Because I'm not
I
gonna
don't
look
know.
for a group. 1 to 60
Yeah.
at least. I'm not looking for a group. Like there's no shot.
No. I saw people try to form like a ZF on my server, and I was like, "Good luck, man. Let me know how that
Yeah.
that goes."
If I could hit a button though and get teleported there and just
Yeah,
have fun,
sure.
I would absolutely
I've got a
do it.
level 40. I'll hop on really quick. No big deal, man. Yeah,
Mhm.
100%.
So, do you think? Let's tie this all together. Do you think if
Oh.
RDF was out, there wouldn't be this burnout of people already quitting and stopping? Would that help people?
I don't know how direct of an effect it would have, but I do think that RDF makes alt leveling much more appealing. I'm personally like I log on my level 70 alt and I'm like, ugh, I will do quests or something. And
Yeah.
I'll fly over there and I'll start and I'm just like, I'm not feeling it. And that'll be it. If I can just log on to my alt and hit, find group, because I've done that. Like I've tried to join a Nexus, a guard keep thing, and I sit there for like 30 minutes with like 40 people, all
Yeah.
not wanting to tank. And yeah, it would be great if I could just bloop and go.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if it adds to the burnout though, because most people burned out are raiding. They're not alting. But that's probably why they're burned out, is because they're not alting.
Yeah.
Because alting kind of like refreshes the game because you're playing it from a different perspective.
Even if it's the same class and same spec.
I mean, if that's what you want to do with your life, it's your choice.
Oh man.
All right, I'm closing the No American tab. No more questions about No American.
Oh, there wasn't.
How's your bisque gear, by the way? Like I interrupted you, but like you said, you got like 1 or 2 pieces.
I did
Like
forget.
how close are you to bis?
I forgot to update it. Let me update that now.
Oh,
my 80
let me type
upgrades because it's my
it's like
it should be gear, yeah. Current.
Also, you don't have to deal with people denying you invites to a group because of your class. It's full random RDF. Yeah, and I definitely think that happens. Like dude, it's so funny. If you guys don't know, I'm an absolute pumper in 5-mans. I eat everyone. I pop flasks every 5-man. I have almost a 4,400 gear score. Like I am there to pump. And I get people, then they're like, oh, we don't really want a feral. I'm like, what? It's a 5-man. Who cares?
Wait.
What are you doing?
Are you getting your flask because you're tanking these things? So you're getting your flask for free?
No. Flasks are super cheap. They're like 10 gold right now. So I just buy a bunch of them. If the most interaction I have to do in a dungeon is /wave, then I would be dungeon grinding right now. Yeah, I definitely think it would encourage more people to alt. I don't know if it would benefit the burnout, because it might even add to the burnout. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you'd see more alts like moving up. Okay, hold on. I'm looking at this gear. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch screen, so you're gonna go bye for a second.
That's fine.
While I think about
Haunting Call, Bands of Impurity.
My helm is good. My neck needs to be upgraded. It's the 10-man. So
I have the 10 as well. That sucks.
I'm coming. It's either next week or the week after. It might be next week that I get the
Not me.
the neck.
I'm like 8 still.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. I don't care. I have so much good gear. It's hard to get mad.
That might be the one piece I get. So the cloak, Unworthy Wizard, is like the second bis, but we haven't seen a single pennant cloak at all. So I had put this one up for like a higher prio than the pennant cloak, and I'm glad I did, because it worked out that I got this.
I got to tell you a side story.
Go ahead.
We loot council. Our loot council forgot to hand out that cloak.
Oh,
the cloak.
No.
And it got stuck on the rogue.
No.
Yeah, he was like, I am so sorry, guys. It was like 2 pieces. He spaced on.
Yeah.
And I remember all the DPS were just absolutely pissed.
Yeah, you wouldn't have heard the end of it from me, because that I would have been like, "Yo, where's cloak?"
Is that important? I didn't know.
I'd be like, "Where's cloak at?"
They're all like, "Yeah, that's piss."
When are we rolling cloak? Have we rolled cloak yet? Hello, I'm interested in cloak.
I don't blame you. Let's see. I'm gonna make a copy of this character. All right, let's see. Cave of Unworthy, Pennant Cloak, the Obsidian Sanctum. Yeah, that's the one, because we did OS first that week. We normally don't.
Ah.
Yeah. and everyone's like, "Oh, the cloak drop," and then it
Jeez.
went to the rogue. Oh man, it's not that big of an upgrade.
Yeah,
I
so
want to comment.
this
Your
one's
Cape of Unworthy Wizard's really good.
it's an optional, yeah, and it's got crit on it. Pennant Cloak is crit haste, so it's like a minor crit drop. It doesn't
Ooh.
have spirit. I get spell power from spirit, so like, yeah, you could throw a 19 spell power. There's all this stuff with these two cloaks, but
Your 4-piece set's really good.
yeah, I just got the Valorous gloves.
Wait, why are you
upgraded.
wearing Bands of Impurity? It's not
It's
the
not a
aren't
hit
the
piece.
emblem ones better?
The emblem. No.
Yeah, the Wraps of Astral Travel or Cuffs of the Shadow Ascent.
So Traveler is hit. Don't need
Oh,
the
your
hit.
hit caps?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't need the
Well,
hit.
then you could go with Steam Bindings from Vesuvius.
And yeah, dude, there's a bunch of bracers, but these
The
have
Unsullied Cuffs.
these have spirit, a red socket, and spell powered crit. So like all my favorite stats.
And they sim better, better. I don't know where they sim. Haunting Call.
I hate to say it, like I still just don't trust the sim. They're still working on it, and it might get to the point where I would trust it a little bit better. But that's a whole tangent. We can go into that tangent, but
yeah, I think sim. Honestly, like I almost did a video on simming and how like it shouldn't be the. Oh, hey, what's up, Big? I'm saying hi for you. Go. Big says hello.
that's Kush. What's up, Kush?
But yeah, like I don't. I trust sims, but at the same time, like I don't know because like we were talking about trinkets. Have you looked at Ulduar or Phase 2 trinkets yet?
Yeah, I don't know if they're updated yet because our
And I
sim
don't know.
dev
one's
is
the
chilling right
best.
now until all the item levels get pushed. So like even the insect swarm idol, I don't think is an option to pick. I think as like an idol. So
Yeah,
we're kind of chilling.
that sucks.
Uh,
Ooh, hold on, let me see if I can.
but yeah, like
Sorry.
the big thing that is tying me up on the sim right now is as soon as a Starfire procs solar, it's switching to Wrath, which you will not see a single boom can do that unless they gamble. They know that Wrath or that Starfire is the first one that can proc their solar, and they just immediately queue up a Wrath after it and just get extremely lucky. But it's not going to happen. So the sim, every single time that the Starfire proc solar, it switches to Wrath immediately. And I was suggesting, and I think they're going to implement it in some capacity, is to add an extra Starfire or add the option where it'll start casting as Starfire but cancel it at a certain point and switch it to Wrath, which I don't think enough boomkins even do that. So like I would just like
I would just finish the cast personally.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think there's many logs out there, if any, in the top like 100 in any boss fight that's going to have like a cancel or like a cancel cast for Starfire. So like I would, if they change that, I think it's going to change a lot of other things.
I think it's interesting how dynamic balance has become from TBC over to Wrath.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, like I didn't play balance in TBC, but like it felt like it was just a spam Starfire kind of play.
Mm-hmm.
And now like you do have to make decisions. You have to choose. You get to make choices. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pick this glyph. I'm gonna focus on this. And I think that makes it a lot more intriguing to play. You know what I mean? Like as opposed to like the cookie cutter specs and what I thought TBC was. Maybe I'm super wrong. I don't know.
No, there's so many choices, but there's so many people that are like dead set that their choice is the absolute best choice. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people that take the sim as like that the sim says this, that means it's absolute.
It's gospel.
Yes, it's gospel. Yeah, exactly. And
I think when people ask me like, oh, what's your build or what's the build? I always say this is what I run,
mm-hmm.
but there are some options you could change to focus on this, because like it does. I hate those people that are like, this is the spec, this is what you run, this is all there is to it. these are the glyphs. Like, and I've done that with glyphs. Like, here's the ones I choose. Obviously, you can choose this and that. But for Feral, honestly, there's like for Feral DPS, there's 3 glyphs. You should be using them. That's all there is to it. But if someone's like, because like some people do talk about dropping the one of the glyphs because you don't need to because it's redundant. But like, what are you going to use instead? I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels like a whole different spec now. It's fantastic.
Mhm.
That's what Andy said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It does.
Are you? But you're not looking forward to Kata. I don't get that, man. We're gonna make a Kata video. We're gonna do a podcast all about Kata. You and I are just gonna talk about Kata. We're gonna talk about the areas. I'm gonna teach you everything there is to know about Kata.
I'm gonna need
I'm gonna
it.
do like I'm gonna do a presentation. I'm gonna have like a thing in the background. I'm like, okay, this zone, Vashir, it sucks. Stay away from it. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, the underwater place. Yeah.
But yeah, like I honestly think Kata is going to be way better. I know I've already heard so many people say like I'm bailing on Kata. I'm not going to do it. I'll come back for Mop or whatever. I'm like, no. Like Kata is going to be so fun because Blizzard is starting to do changes. And I know people are like, no changes, but like the changes make the game more non-static. I guess dynamic's not the right word, but like Ulduar is a perfect example, or phase 2. We have no idea what the BIS gear is going to be. Like we're going to guess and we're going to hope for the best, but like it could be completely wrong. We don't even know how hard the bosses are going to be. Like, are they going to do pre-nerf? And I think with Kata, I think they're going to let the reins loose even more because of all the people that have like a negative connotation towards Kata. I think you'll be like, hey, you know that thing you guys hated? We're getting like, I think RDF's going to be gone. Sorry, RD.
Random Dungeon Finder, yeah. RDF
No.
or LFD.
LFD, thank you. I'm like,
or LFR.
No,
LFR.
LFR. Yeah, LFR.
Jeez, we got there.
I know. I'm like some music band from the '90s. LFO, LFM, whatever. Okay, yeah.
AFI.
Yeah, exactly. American Hi-Fi. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, they're gonna get rid of LFR, and I think a lot of people are gonna be happy about that. I don't know. I think people are gonna miss it just like they are Random Dungeon Finder. But at the same time, I think they're willing to make those changes, and I think because of that, it might make Kata just like absolutely a blast because I played Kata. I loved Kata. When people were like, I hate it, I'm like, I don't get this. I hated that zone, but I love the dungeons. I love the raids, whatever. I'm going to get backlash. I don't care. I like what I like. Kata rogues are actually hard. 100% table. I remember that first boss in that, God, I'm going to describe this like a child who doesn't know words. In the underground area, the boss who is Millhouse, who brings the snake. I remember dying on that like 100 times on like in heroics because people didn't do the mechanic right or something. And here's another thing to think about. Go. I don't know why I said your name like that. Sorry. I really don't know why I inflected that way. We're doing heroic plus, right? Like that's coming into Wrath.
True.
What does that mean for Kata? Does that mean heroic plus, heroic? You know, are they going to just go full into whatever it's called, mythic plus? Are they going to start doing because that's a game changer. Like that's what I mean. We don't even know, and we're just in Wrath already saying Kata's done, and I'm saying if they're willing to make some changes in Wrath, who knows what they'll do in Kata? That has a lot less of a passionate following. You know what I mean? Like when you touch something in Wrath, people are like, "Whoa! Wrath is like sacred.
This was the peak.
Don't do that."
Yeah.
But and they're still doing it, and people are pretty happy with the results, with the exception of whatever that Dungeon Finder thing they made was. But I think Kata, people are less like, "Oh, that's my baby. Don't touch it." They're more like, "Yeah, make it cool. Add some neon lights. Can you put some ground effects so it like really, they don't care." Content droughts, 100%. Core, I've said that 1,000 times. The biggest problem with Kata was the content droughts, and with Classic, they can schedule their own releases. And even though it seems like they might be creating their own content droughts, I think it'll be better in the long run. Tier 11 was fun, so I really hope they do Kata Classic. Me too. I'm glad I'm not alone.
So I'm highly loot based, which we're talking about my loot right now. Like how close am I to BIS? And
yeah, sorry.
We've been talking about like burnout as well, and we're only 2 months into Wrath. So like one thing I've been wanting since Classic started was like a higher loot chance. Like I want to get my loot faster. And like would that help with the player burnout? Would that help with these content droughts if content got released quicker, but the content also gave you more access to loot like quicker?
Okay, I think you have bad luck because we DE like half our gear now.
Our warlock has bad luck. Shout out Crispy.
But that's what I mean though. Like there is so much loot coming out of Nax right now. Like absolutely, what 50, 60 pieces, maybe more. I don't keep track.
I think it was 70.
That's what I mean.
In our GDKP like, was 70, I think.
You absolutely insane. What we need
more
is better
loot.
chances on the better loot.
There you go. Yeah.
Maybe we need to like skew the numbers a little bit better so people are a little bit more excited about, pieces dropping. Like I've been trying to get my tier helm forever and we've literally seen one helm and it went to a mage. And again, I'm okay with that, but at the same time, like we're getting like we've gotten, I think, 9 pants. Like we run 2 raids and we've seen 1 dying curse and 1 turning tide since the start of Wrath. That's what I mean. Like that's the part that sucks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they tried to fix that in later by instead of giving you like specific gear. I think that's what they did. They generalized gear. Is that a solution though?
Yeah.
Like having like generic gear instead of having that one piece you're trying to, because that I think that's something that you lose with after Wrath. I think it disappears at Wrath. If you go back to classic, like vanilla, there were pieces that were absolutely like bonkers and everybody wanted, and when you got it, you felt like a god. If they give that up and instead go to a more generic model, you're not going to have that feeling when you get an upgrade anymore. You're going to be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But like those, and you start to see it disappear. So like there was a ton of them in classic. There were a few in TBC, and there are very few in Wrath, and it's going to continue to get lesser and lesser. And I do think you don't appreciate that until it's gone, that you're like, oh man, Dying Curse. Oh man, I got Val'anyr. Oh man, I picked up that stupid trinket that everybody wants. I got Dark Moon Fair card greatness. Like there are so many pieces that you get absolutely hyped about.
TFT.
And I promise you, later in the, especially like way further down, you'll get like a piece and you're like, okay, I take this and I convert it into this, and then I can
reforge it.
And I remember telling my friends, like, name one piece of gear you're wearing right now. Like name one piece of gear. And they can't because it's all generic gear named like of the something or something like that. I can name almost every piece I'm wearing. Age Winter Cloak. I've got the Frost Gloves. Like I know because they're unique and I earned them and I care about them. And I think if you started like just genericizing them, which is like, oh, nobody cares what the specific upgrade is, just get the upgrade. You're gonna hate it. Sorry, rant over.
No, you're good. Yeah, like Sam's saying, it's like a 15% chance, and you've got all this competition against it, and then you need it to actually drop. So it's like, yeah, the Dying Curses. We had 1 drop last week, 1 drop this week, so we've had 2. And there's so many casters on it. And what was the other piece? Somebody said Dying Curse and something else. Oh, Turning Tide. Yeah, we've seen 1 Turning Tide drop. That was it.
I don't think I've seen a Turning Tide. But I don't know because it's not my class. But
yeah, so
we've
like
got
I think
3 Grim Tolls.
That's a good like example because Turning Tide is like the best like mage warlock. I think our Holy Pally went after it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's such a big upgrade over everything else that when it doesn't drop, it just feels bad. Like, and I hate that feeling. So yeah, I kind of agree.
That bad feeling is balanced by the good feeling you get when you finally get that fucker. You're like, oh my god! Like, okay, I will promise you. I 100% promise you if you go into like later expansions and you get a piece to drop, you will absolutely never get excited about it. You're like, oh cool, that thing dropped, it's great. I'll have to reforge it, but it'll be fine. Whereas like even in Wrath, and you're like, oh my god, and then you have to go wait for the loot council to decide it's yours, and you get
Oh, the
super
loot
nervous. You're
council.
like, please give it to me, please give it to me, please give it to me. And then you get it, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna enchant it right now. That feeling is gone in later expansions, I promise you. But the punishment you have to take for that feeling is not getting it, is having those droughts.
And I just want to have a couple phases where I get my full set. I haven't had a single phase where I'm like, yes, I've gotten all of my loot. I can finally like push my character to the extreme in this
Yes.
next raid, because I'm always like 5-6 pieces short, and then the next phase comes out, and I'm like, well, I better luck next time. Hopefully the loot drops. Hopefully I get prioed it. Hopefully all this stuff happens, and I want to have all that loot. But one thing that I think might help with that is how Blizzard's changing the 25-man loot to 10-mans. So maybe it'll
Yeah.
be easier next phase to catch up. Just do the
a great
10-mans, get them done, get the extra loot, however they plan on doing it. But
Well, they're doing that. Plus, they're stretching these expansions out. They've already, or these phases out. They've already said they're going to make the phases longer, which gives you a longer time to get those gear pieces.
yeah,
Like, I know you're like, I want to have this so I can go ham, but I mean, I'm telling you, and I know people disagree with me, but when you get that piece of loot, you absolutely bounce around. You're like, oh my god, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it.
yeah.
If they take that away where you just get all the loot all the time easy, it's not even gonna be burnout, it's gonna be boring. You're like, cool, I got the best. And like, yeah, you can focus on parses, but like what's the motivation to go next week when like, I hit 99s, I've got all the best gear, see you guys in the next phase, you know? I mean, how about this go? How many times have you seen somebody get that literally legendary weapon and then they're gone next week?
Oh, I've
Like,
seen that all the time, and I'm
yeah.
not that guy though. I
Yeah.
want to be the guy that gets all that and says, "Yo, I'm still showing up to raid. I want to help my raidies, my raidies. I want to help my raiders get their loot now too, and I want to pump and do the best DPS I can so that they can get their loot too." And I haven't got to do that. I want to do that. I want to flex on everybody like, "Yo, I'm on top of the meters. Where are you guys at? Oh, your loot didn't drop. Ha ha. I got mine. I mean, I'm still here. I'm still fucking
Yeah.
pumping." Like,
So you still want the high or the low percentage gear. You just don't want it to happen to you, is what you're saying.
yeah, because I want to say that there's like 15 people right now on Pennant Cloak still. And are there going to be 15 more weeks of Nax? Is everybody
Yeah.
gonna? It would have to drop every single week from now until Ulduar came out for everybody to
Well,
get that
no,
piece.
but I mean, even after Ulduar comes out, like, I mean, that's what I mean. Like,
But once
like you said, you could run the 10-mans and still get that.
but once Ulduar comes out, there's now 3 other new cloaks that are gonna replace that cloak, and maybe 1 or 2 people gets the Pennant Cloak for a little while as like a placeholder, but
Mhm.
we've now got more options.
Yeah, there's no perfect system.
Yeah.
For the Final Fantasy thing, that's very similar to how it is in retail WoW now. Like everyone gets like a token and they get to do it for like their item, and it's very generic and, in my opinion, boring. But they also do personal loot, which I really don't like. I like fighting someone for loot. I like to say like they gave it to me over him because I am better than him, which sounds so negative, but at the same time, like you feel like you earned it. Yeah, we'll
And
see. We'll see.
yeah, boomies have had issues with like weapon prio a lot. I could go back. I could go back to classic. Okay, we had
Well, that's because you guys have the stigma. You know, like you have like just a boomkin, but you guys are pumpers. I don't get why. That's what I don't get. Like, man, I don't get why people like downshift boomkins all the time. Like, oh yeah, they're good now. It's like, so what? They're good now. Give them gear so that now while they're good, they can be better. And they're like, oh yeah, but in phase 3, who cares? We're not in phase 3. Give them the damn loot.
yeah, like there's been a lot of boomies that have gotten not turning tide torch from Nax, and that's a good thing to see that boomies are getting the weapon. I mean, some boomies got like Zardoom and Black Temple really early too, and a lot of Zardoom was prioed like Warlock, Mage, whatever, and then Boomy was like third or fourth in Prio. So, oh yeah, see you table. But yeah, like it's usually our weapon mainly. Sometimes the tier pieces.
Who are you competing with? I mean, warlocks are probably your biggest problem because they're pumpers too. But
for weapon.
yeah, you're not losing out to mages right now, are you?
No, it's like it's healers and
You
like Shadow Priest maybe. It's any mace user because Torch is mace, so it's not going to be a
Yeah.
warlock. It's not going to be a mage
oh, because they
because
don't use it.
they can get the swords. Yeah. So it's just healers really and priest, like Shadow Priest. I don't even know if Shadow Priest wants Torch, but I never even looked at Torch. I was like, I'm putting a second bis option for my weapon, but Torch is like the only 226 eye level weapon for Boomy.
I'm trying to look and see where it ranks.
But yeah,
Porch of Holy Fire. But so you're saying Spire of Sunset because it's a staff and Great Staff in the Nexus because the staff isn't as good?
Yeah, none of the staffs in this phase, or I think even phase 2, just measure up to main hand offhand. Like, it's usually the same spell power on the staff as a main hand. So yeah, you can get an enchant to give extra spell power.
Oh my gosh.
I think it's like 18 extra spell power for the two-hander. But
Great Staff of the Nexus has 461 spell power, and Torch has 520.
Yeah, and then you get an offhand as well, so you get like a Cursed Spine through offhand.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb.
Mm-hmm. Shadow Priest want Impossible Dream. I want Impossible Dream. I've been proud Impossible Dream since the first lockout. It has not dropped yet, and it makes me mad.
Well, that's way down there.
This is why.
What's special about Impossible Dream? The spirit?
It's crit, spirit, spell power. Yeah, my favorite stats.
Oh, so it's like the comp. Okay.
It's my favorite stats.
Because but like Torch has haste, and I feel like haste would be nice. But yeah, you do have that like
the
MP5 on there.
Yeah, my weapon for phase 2 has MP5, but that's a whole different story.
I was surprised that our other Boomy got Torch last week since we've only seen 2 total now. But really happy because that means I'm that much closer to it. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I hope the same thing happens with
run one
Val'anyr.
Boomy. I see all these people running double Boomy, and I feel like maybe we're making a mistake.
We had 3 Boomies this week.
Yeah.
It was
if
crazy.
We had a second feral, I'd go Boomy just to like fill that role. Because I don't mind. Like, whatever. I'll play.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool. I'm glad Boomies are getting the recognition. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like even coming into Wrath, like before the beta hit, I was like, oh, Boomies are gonna pump, and everyone's like, no, they're garbage, and I'm like, no, they're not garbage. And then like when they started seeing their numbers in the beta, they're like, oh, Boomies are okay, and I'm like, okay, they're like number 1 AOE on a lot of these fights, and then like finally we actually went into it, and people were like, oh, Boomies are legit. And I'm like, I hate that it took you this long.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Thanks for catching up.
Because and that's the thing, like, and they're already starting to write them off, like, oh yeah, but they're not good in later.
They're not going to scale well, dude. I hate the scaling talks. I mean, it's good people are talking about it,
Ferals
but
are supposed to scale really well.
Ferals were also supposed to be really, really good in phase 1. But...
I know, man. Well, no, okay. To be fair, no, I disagree 100%, and I said that.
To be fair,
well, I didn't say that. I didn't say it specifically, but everyone knew Ferals phase 1 was going to be our weakest phase. It was going to be garbage. We knew it. We accepted it. But the problem is, people, and I don't want to say any specific names, but people in the YouTube and streaming community were like, oh, Ferals are going to be S tier. And I'm like, maybe long term, but don't say that because there's no way we can live up to the expectation.
Oh, hold on. There's something on my rug over here. Hold on a second. Okay, it's gone.
But anyway, long story short, it sucks that we got, because now we're in the same boat as you guys, but slightly different. Like now we're the underdogs, expected to, like, we have to like prove ourselves in every phase. Like, oh, Ferals are garbage. Okay, we're getting there. And then now you guys are like booming, like, okay, when are they gonna fall off? You know what I mean? Like, oh, is this the time when we stop giving them gear? Yeah. What
seems to happen is whatever performs well in phase 1, they get the prio on all the like the buffs from the raid, the procs, like whatever, like whatever's pumping that first phase just gets stacked the rest of the expansion. So it's like, since Feral's not performing at the top of the meters right now, and other things are they going to continue throughout Wrath to just continue to buff the other melee classes instead of catering to the feral? Or are there anything
Well,
that is getting catered to the other classes that later on should switch to the feral?
so that's actually 100, like a really good question. So we talked about Hysteria, Unholy Frenzy. So Unholy Frenzy is essentially like our PI, except it doesn't count on our parse. I don't know
Yeah.
if you know that.
Yeah,
We don't get it.
it gets separated out or whatever, like tricks.
Right, but
Yeah.
we still get it. Like we should still be getting it. But the problem is rogues are just absolutely annihilating right now. And it's hard to argue. So the reason you want to go towards a feral over a rogue is because it increases physical damage, and feral damage is 100% physical. Whereas you've got rogues, they use poisons and things like that, and it's not physical damage.
Mhm.
So technically, feral or rogues are good for it, but not the best for it. But with rogues just absolutely blowing up right now. But I don't know because everyone keeps saying rogues don't scale, rogues don't scale. I don't know if it matters. They're 2-3k DPS ahead of a lot of people.
Yeah.
People aren't going to gain that in Ulduar. Like we're looking at like pushing maybe 9k, maybe. And they're already at 11. Maybe it'll affect them in a different way that I'm just not prepared for. But I don't know. It's hard to be like, yeah, go feral. Give it to the feral when it might be more beneficial to give it to a rogue.
Yeah. Dang. But yeah, like
Yeah, in later phases, 100%. I think by ICC, when we got armor pen cap and we're crit capped and we're just absolutely geared to the teeth, we're gonna blow up. But until then, I think we're gonna be the underdogs begging for gear, which sucks.
I'm scared of the scaling, quote unquote, of us going from phase 1 to phase 2 just because of our set bonuses. Like I had talked about earlier, how we lose 5% Wrath crit when we drop our 4-piece tier 7.
Yeah.
And losing 5% crit on Wrath means it's going to be harder to get into Lunar phase, and that's a whole mess. So like, I want to say that we're going to scale well into Ulduar, but it's going to be a weird spot, I think, for boomies.
Yeah. I think you might get lucky. And like what I mean by that is everyone's going into Ulduar in the gear you're ending in Nax. And because your tier set is so good in Nax, you're going to be able to hold on to that for at least a couple weeks and perform top. And in those weeks that you're performing up there, they should give you gear. And then when everyone starts creeping above you, it doesn't matter because you've already been geared to the teeth and you don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like, we don't know what the scaling is going to look like because the numbers are going to change. And for all we know, the scaling might benefit casters just as much as it benefits melee. Even though everyone's like, melee is going to benefit the most.
Yeah, I know. Expertise caps are so easy to get now. And yeah, I know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
And,
I don't want to guess. Like, I'm scared how it's not even about it's not about how you perform. It's about how your class is perceived you'll perform, which sucks.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
They're rank 5 in what? And because like you could be the number 2 DPS in your raid, and your GM might still look at like the overall raid logs and be like, yeah, but you're like number 6, and you're like, but I'm like I think I out DPS our mage, and mages should be above me. So does that mean they should give the gear to a mage? Or, I mean, like we don't really compete with much gear, but like, should they give it to the mage over me? Because technically, according to Warcraft logs, mages are better DPS. I feel like you should give it to the person who's an absolute pumper and showing up to raid. And
yeah, it's like raid leaders that are looking at that stuff and they're like, well, arcane mages get innervate from the balance druid, which gives them X amount of extra damage. So it's better for the arcane mage to get innervate instead of the boomkin just holding on to it. And it's like, well, if the mage is like green parsing and your boomie's like 95 plus parsing, is it really like, can you equate those two equally? Or should the balance druid just continue to do what they're doing and the mage continue to do what they're doing? Like maybe helping that mage, like coaching them on the rotation would be a better DPS increase than having your druid innervate them.
Tell me about it.
Yeah,
I 100% agree too. So hold on, let me look at. I'm gonna look at something really quick. I'm looking at
yeah.
the I'll send you a link so you can look at it too on the screen.
Okay. But yeah, like
So
one thing
this.
that's weird, sorry, while we're talking about it, is like
No, go
how
ahead, man. Go
this
ahead.
is the first time that I've seen like Wowhead break down every single week. They're posting the DPS
Yeah.
rankings. It's like Wrath Classic DPS rankings, Phase 1, Week 6. Nax, Obsidian Sanctum. I don't think Wowhead has done that. And it's kind of weird to see it.
I
Like, I don't know if it's
I
changed. I haven't looked at a single one of them.
I don't know. Like, and that's the thing. Like, oh man, there's so much to break down when you look at this data. I don't know if you pulled the data up or not, but
Yeah, I'm about to.
um,
Yeah.
so they've got balanced druids at like number 8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're number 9.
Okay.
I've never seen a balanced druid out or under DPS a mage like ever. I mean,
Or like
maybe
a
that's just
survival
me.
hunter. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like survival, a good survival hunter can absolutely pump, but like they're so rare. But yeah, I definitely see
Pretty
Unholy Death
close.
Knights up there. I definitely see Warlocks up there. I definitely see Rogues up there. And our Enhancement Shaman has now started to surpass me, which sucks. But what are you gonna do? But that's what I mean though. Like I am, like as a Feral Druid, look how far down I am. Like I don't have a lot of these classes keeping up with me.
And this is
Like maybe
all
once in a while they'll
three.
spike.
This is
What's that?
Nax, Sarth, and Val'anyr,
Yeah,
so like all
yeah. I mean,
three
you could
grouped
pick like a
together.
boss,
Yeah,
like if you
yeah.
pick Patchwerk, it's pretty much going to be the same thing. But maybe yeah, like an enhanced shaman's a little bit higher. I just don't
Hmm.
see. I mean, I get what this is. I get like this is the top DPS available because I picked it. I don't know if you saw. I picked the 99th percentile that I sent to you.
Yeah, yeah.
This is only the best of the best of the best. But like if you pick like all percentiles, dude, we suck. Like ferals are garbage,
Yeah, ferals are
and
down there.
it sucks because I'm not garbage. Like I'm not. I'm sitting like maybe below the rogues and then enhanced shaman, and then we have one unholy DK that pumps. The other two are okay. And then our mage or our warlocks pop up every once in a while. And I'm okay with being like right where like the balanced druid is. That's essentially where I find myself a lot of the times. I'm okay with that. Like I don't need to be number one, but I hate that like when you look at this, you're like, oh, you're garbage.
Yeah.
You're like, because like I'm doing over 7,000 DPS per fight. I don't know. Maybe I Patchwerk. I guess I'm not. This sucks. I hate looking at this. I'm angry.
Yeah, I
But
know.
yeah,
I haven't looked
but
at one of them.
the point is, if they look at this and decide who to give gear based on this, it really bothers me. Instead of looking at like the raid and be like, okay, who's
Yeah.
parsing really well, who's using consumes, who's and I don't know. Green parsers. I don't want to talk about.
Oh gosh. Yeah. All right, let me catch up on chat here. Uh, people
Yeah,
don't believe Haze is going to be just as good as spell power later. Hmm.
it's all on tier set bonuses and Wrath.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not a
we have
big
three
Haze
arcane
believer.
mages in raid. 3 arcane mages.
So we have two and we have one fire.
Jeez, that's we have. I think we run 2 mages now. Top of the other boomy on every fight. We have
Yeah.
to innervate them, but they give focus magic to each other.
See, I get the
From
focus
now on,
magic.
it's focus magic or on for us or no innervate. That's what you should do every time,
Yeah,
Sam.
yeah.
You should be like, listen, this is the deal. You want the innervate? You know where to find me.
Like this is
The
what
arcane
happens
mage
in
and he
Go's raid.
scares. It means he's doing something wrong. Yeah, they're like 80 to 85% median parsing compared to 94. Yeah, that sucks. And that sucks too because like
Ooh,
if you are a top parser and they're not, but they're still able to out DPS you because it's just their class, that's frustrating. I live that life all the time.
crit
I'm
soft
I'm
cap by
proud.
TOC. We might get crit caps, like crit soft capped even sooner
Where's
than
that
that, I
at?
think.
Oh, I'm behind. Hold on.
A
Am I
couple of
behind?
messages got redacted because YouTube's
Oh, okay,
lame.
you're gonna be crit soft cat by TOC just from gear. I don't know. We have 2 arcane as well. I think we run 2 arcane.
Wait,
Yeah.
what did let me actually look at this thing because I've I heard about mages how like fire just scales a lot better than arcane. So let me see.
Yeah. Arcane and fire on Patchwerk are really
95th.
close.
Where did you pull yours up from? Because this has
I
like
did
6 different
99.
stats. This has like 95th overall stats. This
Where are you
doesn't
looking
even
at?
have
Hold on.
99 on the wrath. I didn't switch the screens, but it's
Oh, you can leave it.
just the
So
wow head
I chose all bosses 99th percentile.
damage to bosses.
Yeah, all
Oh, this
bosses.
is
I don't
just a
know what you
screenshot
said there.
too. Like Wildhead is messed
Oh
up.
yeah, no, look at the thing I sent you.
Let me
It's way better
let me pull that back up.
because it's interactive.
You're gonna
So
go
I
bye
chose
bye.
all bosses of the 99th percentile to look at for like basics, but like If you choose a boss that you're like you know you pump, like Instructor Vesuvius, I think is one of the best bosses because if everyone's doing their job, you can just absolutely pump. And you've got your Unholy Decay, which is amazing for a boss that doesn't move. Then you've got your locks. Then your Assassination Rogue, which our Assassination Rogue is always number one. So it's kind of embarrassing for these guys. And then your Arcane Mage is all the way up there. Again, I'm not seeing this.
Yeah, if
I'm
you
not seeing mages.
I switched it from 2 weeks, which is what the link went down to 1 week, down to 1 day, and I think Fire's catching up to Arcane. But it's still a little bit behind. But yeah, our Fire Mage just pumps. And I think they usually outdamage our Arcane Mages. So like and I don't think the Fire Mage needs an Innervate, so like
so you love them?
Yeah, like please Fire Mage or Mages go Fire.
I think. Let's see. Who did I say? Instructor Vesuvius. What did I do on November? Okay, November 8th. I guess that's right. Like I'm sitting at 6,700 on Vesuvius. That sucks because like you see these Unholy Death Knights almost up to 9K. 8,700. What's our Assassination Rogue at?
The DKs, man, they're insane.
If everything's standing still, they're insane.
Yeah, I want Ulduar to be on the PTR like
now
before Thanksgiving. Like that's probably when they'll drop it. Is like Thanksgiving, like the Friday of Thanksgiving, like Black Friday, or even like that Thursday on actual Thanksgiving. They'll probably drop the PTR, and they'll only have it open for like 2 or 3 days. So like nobody's gonna test anything because they're gonna be all on like vacation.
Bring it down.
Yeah.
So Sam says, in an ideal world, it should be balanced so every class potential is the same, and the better players get to show it on the meters. I'm okay with it being pretty close. I really like the idea of like certain fights being a dictator, like fights where there's a lot of movement. Casters might have an advantage. Fight where there's maybe like something to do with like having to dodge stuff. Melee might be better because they can easily dodge stuff because they're always looking at the ground anyway. Stuff like that. I do like the idea of like having a general DPS and then play the class you want to, not because it's the top parser, or the top DPSer, but because it's the class you enjoy. And I really hope they release Ulduar on the PTR soon so we can actually see the effects of the increase.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to learn multi-dotting and hard modes in Ulduar. Yeah, that's not gonna look fun.
I know. I don't want to multi-dot.
A ton of work to balancing in there as well.
Once
your Moonfire starts critting and is affected by haste, is that what you guys get? You guys get Moonfire crits?
Not in Ulduar, but I think it's like an ICC thing.
We get our version of that in Ulduar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's gonna take us a while.
You're gonna see nice straps. By the way, that is the reason haste is gonna be good because it scales. Okay, they're gonna fix Wrath and the clipping issue. I mean, I hope so. I don't know. I'm having fun playing my character, and I know it sucks that like if I look at this like statistic list, I'm way down towards the bottom. I'm not as bad as a Ret Paladin though, so suck it, Ret Paladin.
Oh man, poor Pallies, dude. We had a Pally that quit last week, and they slapped, dude. We did the military wing first. They were on the top of the overall damage by the time we got to Vesuvius.
Really?
Yeah, like their damage was insane.
Because those packs are smaller.
And
I guess that makes
sense. They were a healer that Ret was their off spec. They didn't have the gear for it. Like they had a couple pieces that were like maybe better than Priebus, but like dude, they were just destroying, and it hurt so bad when they weren't here this week. Like
yeah,
that was a hurt one. Yeah.
We have a good Brett Pally. He's 90. I think he's just above me on parsing. Like a 98.6 or something like that, 98.7.
Yeah.
But yeah. Actually, I should look.
So we were talking about how bis I am, and I think we got like 6 pieces down. We got down to the bracers.
We've been sidetracked so many times on the same thing. Okay, go ahead. Okay. Bands of Impurity, go.
Bands of Impurity. So maybe not bis, but I really like these bracers. I don't know if I'll switch these out for any other piece. But my main hand, that's the one that's been hurting me since week 1. I've got Haunting Call for now. It's got hit on it. I need the hit, so I'm not bothered about it. But I want Impossible Dream or the main hand mace from KT 10 Man, which I've only seen once, and it went to a Resto Druid.
Ice Spire Scepter?
No. It's
Oh no, KT 10
astral
man. Sorry.
astral something.
Let me see. I'm looking at it right now.
Hammer of the astral plane.
I don't see it. Is it far? I'm trying to. Oh, there we go. Astral plane.
Yeah.
Why? Just the haste crit.
Yeah, haste crit. So like I love crit and the haste is just good. 42 crit though on it, and then Impossible Dream has 42 crit as well. So like the same crit. So like the stat difference is like 31 spirit for the 31 haste. So yeah, like you want 31 haste over 31 spirit, but I like spirit for the spell power, so I chose Impossible Dream. But that's a 25 man piece versus a 10 man, and we didn't prio both 25 and 10s like in the same list. So like we didn't prio any 10 man gear.
Oh, we didn't do 10 man either.
So like Impossible Dream is my 25 man prioed item.
Let's talk about your gloves.
Yeah, the Valorous.
You
I
have
didn't.
Valorous? You're marked as heroes.
Yeah, you got to refresh. You opened it up
Oh.
before I could change it because I just got that.
Hang
Just got that last night. And I just put the
Oh,
gym
okay.
in it. So if the gym's
there you
not
go,
there,
Valorous,
you got to
yeah.
refresh it again.
I see it. 19 spell power.
The plush sash of Gooseba. That's not Abyss. There's two belts better than it, but Leash of Heedless Magic is what I'm up for, but it's a haste. I mean, it's the same, actually. So yeah, I would just need the hit from somewhere else, which is why my pants being
Couldn't you go the Cincture of Polarity and get the hit from there? Or do you really want that
Cincture.
spirit?
I haven't even looked.
Tincture? I don't know how to say that word.
I don't even know what the prio is on that. I'd have to look that one up because I don't think I put that on my list.
It's got less spell power, but it has less haste too, but it has hit. Essentially, that's the difference.
Yeah, because I think I was only looking at. I might have put it on there. Maybe I did, but I'll have to look at the prio. Thaddeus, but yeah, Leash I think was like what I'm up for next. So I would need the hit from somewhere else, which Leggings of Atrophy has 50 hit on it, but Wonton has 82. So I'm waiting on the Leggings to drop again, and I roll off against the Shadow Priest. So like the Leggings are right now are holding me back. And
yeah, sorry, I'm reading the chat.
Boots of Septic Wounds are.
Hold on, go back. All right, go.
Boots of Septic Wounds, they're not like Bis.
Oh yeah, they're not.
Horseman Seal, not Bis. I've got. I'm up for a roll off for Signet of Manifested Pain, and then the other ring I think I wanted was Lost Jewel, which I have, but I can't equip it right now. So,
what's the Horseman upgrade?
The Horseman Seal would be
the Malevolent one.
Signet of Manifested Pain.
Oh, is it? Does that hit
from
on it,
KT? Oh yeah, like I wouldn't want hit on the rings because I get the hit. I get the hit from the legs. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so from KT.
And eventually, I would need hit for like Forge Ember. I would switch out for Dying Curse, which has like 71 hit, 72 hit, something.
Yeah, did you see the hit in Ulduar though?
Like 71. Yeah, lots of hit, lots of haste.
It's like 103 before the buff. Oh my gosh. You're gonna have one hit trinket and that'd be it.
Yeah.
Which again, we're gonna have a field day trying to make that fit.
Yeah, let me switch you back.
Do you think that the average guild will have the DPS to do hard modes from week 1? Yeah, I think average guilds, no. And I don't, Sam, I want to, sorry, I don't mean to like chime in this. I don't think it's going to be about gear. I think it's going to be about average guilds are not going to have the skill to nail week 1 hard modes. They're hard. It sounds stupid, but they are. So I think even if they have the DPS, you're going to see average guilds just running the regular mode to get familiar with it, and then introducing one hard mode at a time so people get familiar. I think your speedrunning guilds, they are either if they. I think it's interesting. I don't know how much you know about Ulduar. There is a boss that you can only do once you do hard modes, and I'm curious if that counts as the world first. What do you think?
I was hearing something from Jordy. I think he was doing like some research on the bosses in
Yeah.
Ulduar,
He's
and
got a couple of videos out. Yeah.
yeah, they were really long, so I didn't watch them.
Same. I got bored after a few minutes. I was like, I'll watch another time.
But I was watching Blazing Bob on my way home from work today, and I was listening to Blazing Bob, listening to Jordy, listening to uh whatever the boss guides videos from 15
Your
years ago are.
Inception like
Yeah.
watching of shows is so blows my mind.
I know. So what Jordy was saying was there was one boss, I don't know the bosses, but I guess there's 3 ads you can kill, kind of like the boss in AQ40, where like depending on what order you kill them in, it makes the encounter harder or easier. So there's like one order that's
Oh.
super easy, one that's like kind of medium, and one that's like really hard to do. And he was saying that he thinks like most people are going to do like the medium version, not the extreme like hard version of it for the first week.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be. I think the only I shouldn't say this because I don't know. I don't know how speedrunners are gonna handle this because what's the category? Like, is it first to clear Yogg-Saron? Is that it, or is
Oh
it
yeah.
first to do all the hard modes? Is that it? You know what I mean? Like, I want to know,
Mhm.
like, what's the thing? Like,
Yeah, because
what is the speed run?
for phase 1 it was what Nax like OS and EOE, right?
Yeah.
Like you had to kill
So you
it
didn't just
all
get
3.
Max done. You had to go to the other 2.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Exactly. So, like, is it going to be, hey, you have to do hard mode? Which hard mode requires that quest? I don't even remember if hard mode can be done in the first, like, full hard mode clear can
Oh
be
yeah.
done in one run. You might have to get to the guy that does the quest, then next week do the kills. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think people are gonna be doing hard mode week 1. I don't think a lot of people are. Oof. Sorry. Anyway,
But yeah, that's the gear.
We
That's the gear.
we
Yeah.
finished your gear. Yeah, we finished your gear. I'm trying to think.
I've got so
I don't know.
I feel like I'm like halfway there.
Yeah, I think you're more than halfway. I think there's like 3 pieces that would be huge upgrades,
Yeah.
but most of your stuff is like second biz or
Yeah,
close
it's like
to there or
optional.
comparable.
Yeah. Side
Yeah.
grades. Yeah. There's a lot of that.
Oh no. Interesting. Sorry. But yeah, sorry. I'm looking at these numbers. I'm slowly dropping down the list of ferals, and I want to get back up there.
Oh, you're
Gotta step
good.
up my game. Gotta step up my game. Gotta step up my game. Wait, what?
But yeah, like that was the only like WoW news really was the DPS standings. There was the classic arena tourney. Did you watch any of that? Are you interested in PvP at all? Because there was
No,
a feral that
I
was
mean,
slapping.
I
Yeah.
am interested. I haven't had the time. Like, I really want to get into PvP. I actually created a channel in my Discord for PvP and hoping that people would give me tips on how to PvP better.
Yeah.
But so far, nobody said anything.
But yeah, there was some feral dude and he was destroying. It was
You know his
nuts.
name?
No.
Was it God, there's like a famous feral druid. I can't think of his name right now.
It wasn't soda
Like
popping.
Scooby. No, I think it was
Okay.
like Scooby or I
Mm,
can't remember. Oh yeah, Soda Poppin'. I forgot about him. Is he still around?
I think maybe
Yeah,
like
is that horrible to say it like that?
maybe once a
You
month
know,
he plays. And,
people leave the game. It is what it is.
yeah. But nah, dude, like this feral was popping. I was looking for like a boomy, but I don't think there was a single boomy in any of the teams. So
Well, I mean, for druids, Feral's just so OP
Yeah.
with their instant cyclones, their instant
Mhm.
heals, and like you can just do so much with that stupid one talent.
Yeah.
And then charges and stuns, stealths, especially if you're. I mean, just so much stuff.
They
So
can
much stuff.
innervate their healer. Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah. They can now spell interrupt and things like that. Just so much to do.
yeah. I want to
yeah.
say that feral might have been the only druid. I don't. Maybe there was a resto.
I don't think Resto's that strong anymore. I don't know. I don't want to say that because so I think the reason Resto is strong in TBC is because the feral charge was closer to the top and they could pick that up and it allowed them to do a lot more.
Yeah.
But now that they moved feral charge way down in the tree, it doesn't have like the versatility that it did back in the day. But I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe they still can pump.
Yeah.
Don't hold me to it. right.
So we burned
right.
through most of the
I
stuff.
think we did everything. Okay,
Except
so
for like just specific phase 2 discussion, but we have been here for 3.5 hours, so
oh my god, we had.
we
Okay,
could
let's
break the
fun.
phase 2 down into stuff. We could chill, like whatever you want to do, man.
We can talk about what we got next week. We don't have to rush. We
Yeah,
got plenty
yeah,
of
yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah.
So we can, in fact, if you want, we can use the last few minutes to let people know how we name our show and encourage them to. Oh my gosh! Wait, hold on. Let me see. Like, give people a hard time.
What?
Oh my god, guys! You need to like this video. Why have you not liked it? You're chatting in the video. Like the video. Did I set the right tone? Should I go happier?
Wait,
Hey guys.
wait. How
Oh my god, it'd
many?
be so cool if you liked the video.
How
So-
many likes did you have on your stream? Because it was a lot
I
more
think
than
when we
8.
Finished, I think I finished. I had like 11. But let me look now.
No,
and
dude,
see
it was
what
like
it's at.
20 something. It was 20 plus, bro.
34.
30
34 likes.
34. I've got 8.
34 likes.
People don't.
Guys,
People never like my stream because
lick the like
lick the like.
for me. Lick it. Yeah, I don't care. As long as it's with your mouse and then it turns into a like. I'm just kidding. But anyway, all right. Explain our naming.
Yeah.
I'll
So
let you do it.
the title for this stream was Talking Shift, which Keith, not Kevin, suggested as a name for the show. But instead of like naming the show different every week, we've got a title that we're gonna have like the episode named after. So this week was Talking Shift, and then the title of the show, like itself, the podcast is for now Griff and Go. And yeah, every week, whoever's hosting, me or Griff, will pick whichever name we like the most or something for the show, for the episode, and we'll put that as the title and give credit to whoever it was. So thanks, Keith, for Talking Shift as a suggestion. I really liked it.
Oh, I want to point out, Go really likes puns and clever Druid play on Druid things. So like Talking Shift is funny because we both are shifting into our forms. Anything Druid related, anything like that, that's usually the ones we choose because we're Druids and that's what we do. Oh, and we're Druids, if you guys don't know that.
Yeah, we both made Druid, yeah.
We do not represent the trees, apparently. Yeah, is there anything else?
I don't know. I'm feeling some sort of way that I don't know if it's like a face reveal comparison, but like I've got a Druid related tattoo. Do you have any WoW related tattoos?
I have no, I don't.
You have
I'm just gonna say no.
No? Okay.
No.
Like,
What's your Druid tattoo?
Should I reveal it now, or do I have to like wait until there's like more likes on this than your stream?
Oh yeah.
and
Okay.
then
So
like, do we?
we have to build this up. We're gonna
We
build
gotta
this up
build
for
it
no
up?
reason.
Okay.
Because if you guys don't know, we are doing this for fun, and that's it. Like, there's no big thing. So for fun, we're gonna build this up. You need to get
Okay.
1,000 views
1,000
on
views.
one of your stream. 1,000 views on one of your streams. And one of our podcast streams, and then you can reveal it. So if
On
you
this
want
stream.
on your stream only, I can't take your stream away from you. If you can get 1,000 views on one of your streams, you can then reveal it. I don't know how that's gonna happen. Or if you want to make a different concession, I'm okay with it. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either way.
No, dude. Like
But
I'll show it off right now, dude.
If you want, I mean,
Yeah.
we could wait for 1,000 views. What are we up to?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want to look?
I've never
You'd have to
looked.
look
I've
it
never
up.
looked like during a stream.
Yeah, go to channel content. Oh, actually, it should show on your stream thing.
I mean, it only showed 155.
We're almost 10 or over 10% of the way there.
Yours had like 200 something when you ended yours, so we just got to keep going until we get to like 250 views. Like we've got some time to burn.
Okay. Let's see the tattoo then. Come on.
I gotta see which camera it is. All right, I gotta mute my mic here for a second. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what do you guess that it is? It's Druid Relay. What would you think that I would get?
Okay. I like your logo. I don't think you'd get that logo though. Like the big-eyed boomkin. I think maybe the Druid logo. If you guys don't know, there's actually a Druid symbol for WoW. Actually, I don't know where it's at. That's a second question. Let me think where it would be at on his body. I'm gonna say it's on his shoulder. And I think that it is. I feel like it's got to be Boomkin related. Okay, it's the picture of the Moonkin on the talent tree. That's what I think it is. I think I got it. The location, just bare ass. Oh, all right. Let's see what it is. Oh. I have to wait. If you've shown it, I haven't seen it yet.
The delay. The delayed reaction.
It is the symbol. I knew it. So if you guys don't know, that's the official Druid. I mean, you've already seen it now. That's the official Druid symbol for Druids. So if you've never seen it, it's actually probably on the podcast cover because I think I saw it there.
Yeah, on the thumbnail, yeah.
Yeah, I think my members get it as like a free member symbol. Like when they're a member, they show up as that with that symbol next to their name, so I know they're members. But yeah, it's a cool symbol.
Yeah,
that's nice. I don't have that tattoo.
I got it almost a year ago now. I think it was in December last year.
What are you gonna do when you switch to monk?
I'm never switching. I can't switch now. Like I've got to play Druid the rest of my life. I'm locked in.
I'll see you in Cata then, without a doubt.
But that's the dedication I have to playing this spec. And you know that this channel will never go off of being Druid related. So
he's stuck to it for life. I just think it'd be so funny if you're like, you know what? I like monk. And then you're like, what do I do?
Yeah, oh no, I get monk on my left arm.
There you go.
Pull up a different sleeve.
Yeah, like depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm a big fan of your monk channel. Oh yeah, that's left arm.
Dude, I was at a concert. I don't even know how it got like onto the topic, but like the middle of a show. It's like a metal show, and like everybody's headbanging, like moshing around me, and somehow I got into a conversation with this dude, and we were talking about WoW. Like I have no idea how we got there. And I like lifted up my sleeve because I had just got the tattoo. I was like, "Yeah, dude, check this out. I play a boomkin."
What do you say?
I don't remember.
Like,
It was loud in there.
Show you a giant like paladin symbol on it or something.
I think he had a Horde, like the Horde logo tattooed on his arm. Maybe that's how it started. Like I saw his tattoo and I was like, "Yo, dude, okay. I got a tattoo of WoW too."
I gotta tell you, so I used to travel the country with a little mini camper, and on the back of my camper I had the Horde symbol, and I gotta tell you, the Alliance symbol sucks compared to the Horde one. Like the Horde one, if you want to go like full Horde, whatever, but like Horde symbol is so simple, you can get the tattoo and you don't have to like go crazy. Whereas the Alliance one, it's like a shield with a lion on it, it's a whole thing, and
yeah.
No, man, the Horde symbol's better. I know I've been Alliance for the last 3 years, but Horde's better. Yeah. That's all there's to it. You heard it here first, folks.
All right, so yeah, we can end it there, man. All
right.
Leave those leave the title suggestions for the next episode. It's going to be on Grifton's channel. So Grifton's channel's it's linked in the description of the stream. If you want to, I guess I would have to link it. If I could do that real quick, I don't know.
I pointed to it. Like it's Grifton. Wow.
Grifton, he streams YouTube and Twitch. I'm only here on YouTube, but for the most part. Hopefully that link works. That kind of linked kind of weird. I tried to link both. But yeah, just search Grifton WoW on YouTube. You'll find Griff's channel.
Yeah. I'm super popular.
Next Wednesday, probably about 6 o'clock Eastern time, we'll start it again.
Yeah, and I'll actually post it to my Discord so people know.
Yeah.
Good shift. I like it, Sam. I appreciate it.
Good shift, yeah. The night shift.
The night shift. That should be the next one. No, I don't want to do. We can't do shift every time. You know what? Let's not discuss this live. We don't want to ruin the surprise for next week. We'll discuss it offline.
Alrighty. Yep. Thanks everybody for chilling for the last 3.5 hours, and we'll see you next.